Joe on a path of life, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright, I'm dreaming about music. I'm just an average Joe on a path of life, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright, I'm dreaming about music. I close my eyes on a pillow and wake up on a stage where I'm dreaming about making more than minimum wage. The day's short, I don't know if I'ma see another, so I've been looking through the music like I'm Stevie Wonder. Make a mission, what I've been making's different. I'm hungry, my tummy aching, take a listen. Jukebox in my third eye, word life, you heard right. Trying to get unstoned and stop living the curb life. The blurred light, hope at the end of my tunnel, but my head's been in the sky.
I like to wake up to Chocolate Bombs by Skeleton Crew. Wake up in the morning, this is what I like to wake up with. Mr. Wake and Bake, Happy Bongos, and Chocolate Bombs by Skeleton Crew.
Save his hide, save his cause, yes, for the cat And I guess the comment's going to say, your audio isn't working. Our audio is now working. We apologize for that. Again, I'm alone. Yeah. An unfortunate side effect of all the the pot smoking. But yes, thank you for pointing that out. On Mondays, we'll still have our regular movie night, but since we no longer have, or at least currently don't have any new Disney or Marvel content coming out for Wednesdays, we're going to be going back to the original format for Wednesdays, which is Cartoon Talk or Cartoon Club. And tonight Cartoon Club is where we talk about specific arcs instead of going over all of the amazing cartoon stuff that happened in the 90s. We are going to talk about specific arcs. This evening's arcs are Spider-Man Season 1, Episode 8, 9, and 10, which is the alien costume, the introduction, or at least in the cartoon, the 90s cartoon, the introduction of the symbiote Venom. The symbiote, and then the symbiote that bonds with Brock to become Venom. This would be the more bad guy Venom. Right now, who we're seeing in the MCU is the anti-hero, or not in the MCU, sorry, in the I guess what we're calling the Sony Spider-Verse. We see more of the anti-hero, him coming to terms with, both that he has to maintain himself and be a good guy. And we'll also be discussing 1992 or season 4. So I guess this would be 96 at this point. The weight of one man, the importance of one man, the worth of one man. Sorry, X-Men arc, season 4, episode 3 and 4. Where we get to discuss the importance of Xavier and the part he plays in the history of the X-Men. And until my all right, well, we have our first called out bongo time, so let me do that. I'll pack one. Of course, there's usually other people here to also smoke with me, and they will inevitably be here. Thank you, Cool Beans, for the bongo time. Yeah, so if there's any arcs out there from anybody that watched any of the 90s cartoons that you think we should cover, please feel free. I'm going to hit up another video from our sponsor, and I'll be right back.
I'm just average Joe on a path of life, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright, I'm dreaming about music. I'm just average Joe on a path of life, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright, I'm dreaming about music. I close my eyes on a pillow and wake up on a stage where I'm dreaming about making more than minimum wage. The day's short, I don't know if I'ma see another. So I've been looking through the music like I'm Stevie Wonder. Make a mission that I've been making is different. I'm hungry, my tummy aching. Take a listen. Jukebox in my third eye. Word life, you heard right. Trying to get unstoned and stop living the curb life. The blurred light, hope at the end of my tunnel, but my head's been in the sky.
So, again, we are just waiting for the rest of our cast to get here. My cohorts, my weekly guests for this show specific are going to be Drew and Ryan, and any of our friends out there that inevitably want to join us, both on screen, digitally, or here in studio. And tonight we're going to be talking about The Worth of One Man, the X-Men 92 arc about Xavier. Or rather, the importance of Xavier, and maybe talking about the first time Spider-Man meets the symbiote, depending on what movie you're watching. So I don't want to get too deep into those yet. As always, there's a potential for spoilers for anything we're talking about. In this case, we're talking about TV shows from the 90s, so... In season 1 episode of the Gummy Bears, when they first tried the gummy berry juice and totally kicked The org's asses. What is the gummy bears? I will definitely have to investigate that because that sounds like a drug fueled fight if they had to drink some juice to be able to win. No, I am unaware of this show, but yeah, we will check it out. Now, arcs are usually more than one episode, so if it's a couple episode arc, and okay, I should also add the amendment that these are all comic book shows. Everything we're going to be dealing with will be comic book cartoon adaptations of comic book properties. Because if we handled every cartoon in the 90s, like it would just be endless. So yeah, again, tonight we're going to be talking about Spider-Man and X-Men, specifically a couple good arcs. I always want to remind everybody that Thanos was right. And I don't think everyone's too far behind, but I'm going to set up some dabs here while we wait for everyone. Yeah, it looks like Drew's just a few minutes away, so we're going to get further set up. And Ryan will be late tonight, so Drew and I are going to get into some stuff. We're going to talk about some Marvel stuff. There will not be a rematch of Drew and I playing chess, at least not for a long time. And especially not until we get one of those clocks, because from here on in, chess, if ever comes back to this channel, will be speed chess. But we had a lot of fun on Monday. We skipped a week for picking movies this week, and we played chess, and it was a really good time. Drew and I are very novice chess players, where Zach and Ryan are a little further advanced. Ryan was a chess club guy in high school and won some tournaments and stuff, and Zach's been playing for the better part of his life, so they're both really good players. I had my money, I think, that night on Zach, but Ryan seemed to be on fire. He was trying some fun moves, so could have been anyone's game, and maybe one day we'll all get to see that. But again, chess on this channel from here on in will be speed chess. No, we're not going to talk Phoenix Saga tonight. We're going to talk season 4, episode 3 and 4, The Worth of One Man. The basic outline of that episode is Fitzroy, a mutant that can alter time or go through time, and his cohort. I'm saying cohort a lot. Well, I don't know why. I don't know if I heard that word somewhere today, but cohort's the word of the day. Yeah, they go back in time, and they Master Mold sends them back in time to assassinate Xavier, and Bishop and his sister follow them back to stop him, and end up picking up a alternate Wolverine and Storm that are married on the way. And madness ensues as they jump through time. A lot of what I like from that series has to do with time, which is why I like some of what Bryan Singer tried to do with the X-Men movies in the later years. But I mean, we're really supposed to believe that they could just jump decades and not age, but they did in the comic book, which is why I've always been like, we should just get over that. Let them do a movie every decade, and no one ever got any older. Sorry, minor bone of contention with the original art. Oh, me too. And we did a couple of test runs of this, and then did two streams before we got going. But we're going to recover the one with Drew joining us now, which is Apocalypse in Time. Yeah, and that one is where like Apocalypse grabs all the psychics. But we're not going to handle that tonight. Tonight we're going to keep to these two, and wherever we end up going, because again, all of us, or at least Ryan, Drew, and I are fairly knowledgeable on the original cartoons. And with Zach jumping in and not being as knowledgeable, he'll either listen or the conversation will get straight away the other way. All right, so one dab rig is set up for when we're ready to do dab time. But I can talk about the Phoenix Saga if you want to chime in as well. Cool beans. If you want to message me, we could always send you the link if you want to jump in and talk about it yourself. Or when it comes time to do that episode, you can always come join us. But the Phoenix Saga, I think the cartoon handles it as true to the comic book that I remember, or at least it's the one that got me so in love with the Phoenix Saga and in like Corsair and all of the larger world that they bring in, the M'Kraan Crystal. I love that side of the X-Men. And yeah, so it's a really cool saga that I love going over. 2-time bongo time. I mean, we don't normally take orders on the amount, but I mean, I'm sure I can double up. Oh, whoops. This is that ugly child stuff. This is way too gassy to double up bongo times. Yeah, so the TV show specific is if you're talking about the television show, it's the 92 to 97 run, which is why we're getting X-Men 97 in next year. And then it was the Dark Phoenix run that they handle because Jean does save everybody and then just goes on a rampage. And it involves all the psychics and the League, and just a really, really great series. Honestly, if you want to see if you'd enjoy it, I would suggest checking out the Comic Historian on YouTube. And he does the Dark Phoenix saga really, really well, and he does the Deadpool stuff really, really well. I suggest watching his videos on the Dark Phoenix saga and his video on the original Killology with Deadpool. And if you enjoy watching those, from there, I'd suggest at least downloading the exact comics, that series that he covers in there, because there's more than one. There's 2 Killologies now, and there's more than one Dark Phoenix story. But yeah. So if you want to see where because the TV show did a really good job at covering the comic as best they could, or the original property. So I would definitely suggest checking out the Dark Phoenix saga from Comic Story and on YouTube. And if you like it, just download it and watch it. Literally just like Zach and I just finished reading the Killology. He just finished reading Injustice, which is like 490 something comics. And we read them just on our phones or tablets. And they're actually pretty good reads when you get into I forgot how easy it is to read a comic book. And that was really neat. Because comic books they're simple, they get the point across in great imagery, and the lines become so much more impactful. Like when you read Uncle Ben saying, with such great power comes great responsibility, there aren't as many lines around it as there aren't so many moving parts. It's this impactful picture that you take in. So when Deadpool tears through the writers, or when he gets to the writers, it's just this really weird moment that it's just so much more impactful on the page, and I forgot how much that works. This evening we will be discussing primarily an arc from here and an arc from Spider-Man. Spider-Man and X-Men were on every day in Burlington when I was in grade 8 through 10 or 11. Every day I'd literally, in the time of me skateboarding and riding a lot, I would skateboard home from my bus stop or get off a few bus stops early to take I had my own little line I like to hit, and I had to get off another bus stop over to hit it properly. I'd go home, no matter who was hanging out at the park, which was this just dilapidated park and just on the other side of a bad parking lot in this area I lived in Burlington, where all my friends hung out, but it didn't matter who was there. I was going downstairs in my little rec room on my little tiny personal TV, and I was watching the end of Spider-Man and X-Men, because I had to watch those every single day. And I'm so excited that we're going to be covering this topic matter, as well as great comics, other shows like Spawn, The Incredible Hulk, The Tick. I forgot about The Tick. The Tick is a crazy, crazy television show from the 90s. Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series. So there's a whole bunch from the 90s. We're going to be covering this. Typically 2 or 3 arcs per episode, depending on how much time we actually have, or how much content it is. We can't be doing a whole bunch of 10-minute episodes at once, or a whole bunch of 10-episode strings at once, because it's just too much. Oh, yeah, the cartoon was just able to do so much more fun stuff. But, I mean, who doesn't want to see Putty in blue spandex, right? Oh, wow, I might be dating myself by the reference. Putty is the mechanic from Seinfeld. But, yeah, who doesn't want to see Putty in blue spandex with horns? Right? So I'm just gonna hit a couple extra videos from the sponsor. Mad Dab Labs provides all of our cannabis, liquor chrome. It's a liquor chrome provides all of our stuff we smoke out of, and oh man. There are great moments in that show. I have often advocated it being just a horrible show, but there's some really good moments. Yeah, here's a video from our sponsor, Mad Dab Labs.
I'm just average Joe on a path of light, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright. I'm dreaming about music. I'm just average Joe on the path of light, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright. I'm dreaming about music. I close my eyes on a pillow and wake up on a stage where I'm dreaming about making more than minimum wage. The day's short, I don't know if I'ma see another, so I've been looking through the music like I'm Stevie Wonder. Make a mission, what I've been making's different. I'm hungry, my tummy aching. Take a listen. Jukebox in my third eye. Word life, you heard right. Trying to get unstoned and stop living the curb life. The blurred light, hope at the end of my tunnel, but my head's been in the sky.
The musical track behind that is from Mindset. You can check him out on all platforms. That's Mindset with a Y now, but if you search it with an I, you can still find it on Instagram and other platforms. Again, anyone just tuning in, although I'm pretty sure it might just be our one friend at the moment. Yeah, I love John. You should check him out on The League. He just plays such a weird, unique character on it. And I mean, I've been listening to his music since like the dawn of YouTube. If you could comment, is the screen glitching for everyone else, or is that just on mine? It must just be on mine. Anyways, that doesn't matter. Yeah, so tonight we're going to be talking about Spider-Man and X-Men, but as I don't think I need to say it, but spoilers, as if you have not watched properties from 1992 and 1994 respectively. Yeah, some spoilers on that. I'm sure the evening will go through and we may talk a little bit about other things, but we'll get there. And as I always like to remind everybody, or now that this one was for Christmas, but oh. Okay, well, I'll put up a video and I will check our cable feed.
Now
And we are joined now with with Zach. He is done band practice, and we are getting this weird glitch, and I don't know what to do about that.
Where the hell is that from?
I don't know, but I just checked the other side of it, so I'm going to hope that this doesn't screw. That seems to have done it. I hope everything comes back up and we're good. Oh no, that comment isn't there. I can't turn it off.
I will send a new one and then you can see if you can.
Oh yeah, that'll. Oh, hide comment. There we go. All right, so let me know out there if it's glitching still, but it looks like we're back and we're joined by Zach. And I was just, he probably watched some of the comics we're going to be talking, or some of the cartoons we're going to be talking about. Well, yeah, sorry, we'll just start over. So, did you watch it? You watched some of this when you were younger, but just don't remember it. You said
nope.
So none of it. Or did you not watch it?
I did watch it. I loved it, but with all the new stuff coming out, I don't remember almost anything. Do you guys remember it? Like,
oh yeah, like, but I mean, I intentionally drove home or got home from school every day. Hold up.
Me too, but it was 25 years ago.
I'm a child, and I've rewatched it like 3 times since then because I really like the product. But I mean, it's such a close representation of. It was such a good representation of the comics. Like,
I remember loving it, but
a lot of this stuff holds up.
So, like,
it totally. That's what. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that it totally holds up, and it's totally worthwhile. And almost between 2 bongs. What?
Between 2 ferns.
Oh, oh, that's so funny. And we are about to be joined by another friend. Yeah, new guy bongo time for sure. So, our new guest can sit down in a few seconds and start coming because we're. There you go. Sit down. But that's as orchestrated as I'm getting.
A seamless transition.
Perfect transition. Perfect transition. All right. Well, while Zach smokes his bongo time, Drew, how are you?
All right.
Thank you for being overly conversational.
Yeah, the big update.
No. Yeah, Zach explained it again. I've been here absorbing all the bongo times alone for 30 minutes straight. So.
Oh, it's gonna kill me.
So I was just saying to Zach that so much of this property seems to hold up and hold true to the comics and at least the intent.
Like both
shows, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But has any reviewer seen any of the new stuff? I'm worried it's going to get the modern blandification.
What do you mean? What new
like
stuff?
Have any reviewers gotten special access to see a first episode or of the new 97 thing that's coming?
Oh, no, they haven't started drawing yet. But they said
I
like
thought it was almost ready.
No, they're just essentially picking up where they left off, which is a weird idea because they left off in a season that was just so they knew they were getting canceled essentially. For 4 and 5, they're like, we're gonna get canceled. Oh no, we're not. We're gonna get canceled. Like it was literally just back and forth. So by the end of 4, beginning of 5, they're just like, fuck it, we're doing whatever we want. And that's what 5 is, and everyone gives it flack. But the reality is, it's just a compilation of stories that they
didn't get to.
Yeah, they didn't get to work into a single line continuity. So they just did them. And I mean, it's the season is just it's wild and outrageous. And like
they're good.
The Wolverine flashback story and like Nazi occupied France is fucking epic with Captain America. Like there's so many cool storylines that are from the comic that we don't get to see in any other platform or any other way yet. Well, I mean, a lot of it crosses way more now, like with the current cartoons, because like I watch Young Avengers, New Avengers. No, wait, not New Avengers. The Ultron Avengers, the Young Kid Avengers, which is another version of the Young Avengers. Like, crap, I'm trying to remember them all. the Iron Man series that leads into the Avengers series that leads into the new Avengers series, but it's a whole new series, but they're all the same characters and the same voices, drawn identically. It's just a reset for some reason. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, but they don't even get a cover. And now, like back then, they covered it all.
Yeah.
I forgot. Like that's why these are all on here because I just started diving. Like I forgot that all of these are comic books and how many of them are actually connected in their time. Because he comes on there, they cross over more than once. Sorry.
Isn't there a new Spawn coming?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Are you worried?
No.
Yes.
I'm not.
Are you?
I'm not. With the CGI they have now? No.
Yeah, like.
Nope. I think it's good.
You mean-
Well, how are they going to talk?
Wait,
hell
okay.
from
Are we
the
comparing
first-
it to the cartoon or are we comparing it to the movie? Because anything's better than the first movie. The first movie's cutaway, the first movie's CGI looks like
pretty
PS1 cutaway
well,
scenes.
because it's like the beginning of CGI. So that's
Yeah, it's like
why.
animated GIFs in the background. I mean, it's amazing. It's so. It's. I know it's.
Oh, okay, like I thought you were being serious for a second. I'm like,
no.
dude, oh, what's the best Marvel video game ever? Oh,
Marvel video game.
And, well,
Assemble?
Marvel Alliance.
Marvel
Or
Alliance.
Alliance, sorry,
Marvel
not
Alliance is
Assemble
definitely a good one for sure.
no,
Three is-
Spider-Man.
Oh wait. Oh, PS2.
Like I've never even.
Are you talking
played-
about the
no,
new
the
Spider-Man?
current
The
Spider-Man.
new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, Miles and the new Spider-Man. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I
That
didn't
one.
play
by
the
far.
one-
I haven't even
Those ones
played
are
it
very,
and
very-
widely
But
regarded
the
as the best.
PS2,
Very
like the
good.
original Spider. Oh my god, one of the best games I've ever played in my life.
I mean, I really like the Alliance game that we played a couple
Alliance is
times.
good. Alliance is good.
I think that one was good. A little free for all.
Well, you
The
have three now.
90s.
You can Switch. You can get the third one. The new Alliance that came out for the Switch.
I'm probably not going to buy any games for this.
Okay, but I'm telling you right
Wait,
now.
it's on Switch?
Oh yeah.
I was
Is it not on
Oh, yeah.
PS? Or is it not on Steam?
No.
Son of a bitch.
It's definitely it's like a straight. It's like a Nintendo.
Straight
reference.
Nintendo. Oh, yeah,
they're-
okay.
they're- Basically, it's like yeah.
No, that's Street Fighter. I was thinking Capcom. Yeah, Capcom versus Marvel.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Capcom versus Marvel is my actual vote.
That's a good one. That's definitely a really good one.
like the fighting game.
Yeah.
I would say by far.
It is
Oh, it's
ridiculous.
great.
I would say it's
But-
definitely.
It's
top.
ridiculous. Like
top.
it's. But I mean, like they said, hey, let's look at what Mortal Kombat did. All right, let's do so much more, and just blew everything up. Every 2 seconds,
Yeah,
something
but
explodes, and I love it.
it's
It's
like-
just
The Spider-Man game's like Grand Theft Auto with Spider-Man.
it's ADHD fuel. Just boom, like
Like you actually feel like you're swinging through a city. On
Yeah,
the
the
Switch.
new Spider-Man?
old four-person
Well,
arcade game. Oh wow, Ryan's here way early.
Yes.
Oh, he said
Oh, I
swap.
used to play the hell out of that arcade game.
Which one?
The Marvel, you could each swap in characters.
Oh,
It's almost like Double Dragon or
It's like
Side
the
Scroller.
it's like the Ninja Turtle game. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
not really. I found it to be
Oh,
rather.
I played the
That was
hell out of
cool.
that.
Okay, I missed the arcade age pretty hard. Like I didn't really do arcades.
I went to
Espinola-
religious school, so we skipped mass and went to the arcade.
Espinola had a small arcade after I left and came
Longer
back.
Long time.
So it wasn't really for me. We didn't really have video game. Like I had a Nintendo or a Sega growing up and stuff. Like
I'm
I
a
didn't.
drummer because I hung out in an arcade and learned the video game there,
Neat.
and then took lessons.
Yeah, I was. Well, yeah. Ryan's got to do a bongo time.
All right.
Right. I like that Drew and Zach both know to try and sequence in. Ryan just jumps right in. Like,
I'm like.
I feel like we should wait for the
I'm
screen so that we can actually see the good part.
Pivot. No, joking. Turn again, not actually. Oh, that's not like I just had to run my printer today, so neat texture to it though.
I do like it.
Hey guys, I don't want it in my face all night, so this over the can we just not blow at the camera like we should, and he will happily get as high as he wants to when he wants to. Because you just sit here and make me cough all night. And I don't want to sound like you two.
Thanks.
Did you want a brownie?
What?
Do you want a piece brownie? Chocolate? Think it has candy cane on top?
I don't know.
Okay, as a fellow chubby dude, I felt so demeaned there. Like,
What?
Brady? Chocolate? You want some chocolate, boy? Like what? Like a fat guy just gonna jump for some chocolate, man? Like,
I
Jesus.
didn't think anything
Of
of it.
course,
Of course you would.
Two fit guys wouldn't get the prejudice.
Jeez.
I just thought he
Guys.
was talking normal.
Yeah, I know you wanted an edible.
Just kidding.
Jesus. It's not
No,
that
you're
serious. It's not that serious. But yeah.
Weight wars.
What are we talking about right now, anyways? Did we get to do the first episode?
No,
or-
of course
I
not.
think-
Okay.
Okay,
Ben,
cool.
Drew just got here. In fact, the only person that isn't actually here to talk about the content in which we were going to talk about showed up way before you guys.
After a very
That
productive
was
practice where we played 3 songs, and 2 of them were under a minute, and we only went through them once each.
That's pretty quick then.
Well, yeah, it was like hours of setting up the gear because we moved to a new area to practice.
Oh, okay.
There's like Keegan is wired everything.
Yeah, he crazy.
It's very cool though. I benefit from it.
Oh yeah, he's a brilliant sound guy. Yeah. So now that everyone is here, we are here to talk about season 4, episode 3 and 4 of the original X-Men series, which is One Man's Worth, and Spider-Man season 1, episode 8, 9, 10, the alien costume, the introduction of the symbiote. So,
And if we have time, we'll be talking about politics, gender identity, and COVID-19. If we have time. But back to the comments. Sorry.
we're definitely not going to have time. Yes, in many different ways, they have explained why Beast is blue. All of them kind of come down to him trying to stunt his own mutation
And then it changed.
and it going wrong.
Yeah.
Beast is only supposed to have weird feet, kind of super strength, but more just he can jump. Pretty much, he's
Yeah,
He's
he's
like
an animal
super
Pima.
acrobat.
yeah, like
Animal
he.
Genius.
So his
And
But
he's
the-
smart, yeah.
His smart is just he's smart. Like he just happens to be a really smart guy.
Yeah, he's the scientist.
And the
but-
blue is accidental. Like
I always viewed him though as smarter than any human being in real life.
no. In
No?
the Marvel universe, he doesn't even rank probably the top 10. I don't even know if he ranks the
that-
top 20.
Yeah, but that's again, is he still smarter than almost every human being on Earth?
Everybody else on that list is almost everybody on that list is human.
Who would also qualify as that sort
Iron
of
Man.
super-
Sure,
like Moira
right now,
McTaggart
Shuri,
Hank
Shuri,
Pym.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Shuri,
she's
and
up there.
Tony,
Stark,
and
Yeah.
well,
Ironheart. Well,
Mr.
we're-
Fantastic.
we
Iron
don't
Man,
have Reed
sure, yeah.
Richards yet, so we
I'm
can't.
just talking the comics.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
comics
yeah.
Reed Richards, yes, for sure. A Kang,
Kane,
Yeah.
Nathaniel Richards.
So I'm saying though, isn't he be like 200 IQ or something like
Is he more frog than a No, well, no, he's a human.
Frog.
that? Frog.
we're thinking of Toad.
Oh,
No,
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 yeah.
Who's not
Think about it though, like the cartoon almost, and some of the comics unjustifiably paint his legs short. But it's all perspective, right? He's normally leaping, so he kind of I don't know. I could be entirely
Or maybe
wrong.
they're
but,
saying
like-
he's French.
sorry, what? Oh no. He is more like if you were gonna put it, yeah, he's more ape. He's more human. Well, agreed. Right? They like he can jump, but so can most apes and primates. They can jump very high and grab onto trees and shit.
Mhm.
So it's really just how strong are your legs and how springy are your how short and elasticy
I'm
are
not
your
sure why they
tendons.
think he might have been part frog.
Well, because he's got short legs and jumps a lot.
Yeah, but
I get it.
Blue and furry.
But they, yeah,
I-
he's
I-
blood, but yeah,
These are physical attributes that I could see being conceived as
No,
frog
for
legs.
sure. And there's some monkeys, like even gorillas nowadays, that are way stronger than humans.
Oh my god, all of them.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think there's one that's not.
Well, the little monkeys, obviously, but
But those are not gorillas.
that's true.
They're monkeys. The monkeys are.
Yeah, that's
But they're
true.
still pretty strong though.
Even the orangutans are pretty strong.
A monkey will fuck up a human.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Oh,
Weird
they-
to sideline that.
Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
strong.
How did we get into a zoology
I don't know.
conversation? That was weird. Well, I guess I know
No,
how
we're talking
we
about
did it.
bees. Yeah.
I know. I feel bad because he's human. He's just he's mutant. He's not
Who
an
are
animal.
the frog-like people? Because there's Toad.
There's Toad, yeah.
Puck, I kind of put because he no, not Puck. He's
No.
just small and dense.
Nimrod, that kind of does Atlantis, or
Oh, there's got Namor.
Namor, yeah.
There's
sorry.
got to be some.
No,
creature.
Namor is the
Namor's
submarine.
literally
He's-
like fish. That's more fish than.
He's
That's more fish.
Aquaman
Well,
with
like, yeah,
that's
fins.
more
Like,
fish than.
he's
that's more
Marvel
fish
Aquaman.
than-
Yeah.
But he does have aquatic
But he probably has
features.
a
But
kingdom, right? So he's probably got some frog creature
Frog-like.
issue 17.
I mean, there is an
Namor.
actual frog.
And there's obviously
Yeah.
there's
like there's a talking frog. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but Marvel does have a talk, or is that DC? One of the two has a talking frog.
plus the lizard
And they
obviously
have-
is a reptile.
And they
as
have
well.
their
Is it
Thor-
frog
the
or
Thor
lizard?
universe.
He's
Where,
a frog or reptile?
Yeah.
and the
Yes,
Thor,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm not talking
they also have
about
that
it.
Thor
So the
universe.
reptile.
Where
I
Thor-
keep
Alright,
thinking
so-
about the frog from South Park that talks to Lemmiwinks.
With
Sends him on the
crown,
quest.
Yeah.
Lemmiwinks, you must save the princess.
I am I'm still a little disturbed
Lowered over the plate.
by that episode. Can we just stop for a second?
The
Yeah.
WB singing frog. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
WB.
So just wait. I just gotta. You brought
Yeah,
something
that's
up that
true.
I am still minorly disturbed about.
What?
The Lemmiwinks episode is one of the most disturbing things South Park has ever done.
Oh yeah.
Where it travels through
No. And meets other animals and sees bones of animals. Like, what is going on in this man's digestive tract? This is ridiculous. The Lemmiwinks episode is disturbing as hell. It might be the weirdest thing they've ever done. It sticks
Wow.
with me.
I mean, that's
It-
a
well,
lot.
their Christmas episode's pretty awesome too. So yes,
They have several
WB has a
Christmas-
singing frog, but I don't think WB is Marvel canon. No, I'm kidding.
Do they still have? Yeah, I
They-
think that frog still does his dance.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my
WB is
darling.
with DC.
Little tuxedo,
Like,
right?
Oh, right. So that is DC, and
so the folks that we know.
and Bugs Bunny has been in a Batman comic, so you have to assume
Absolutely.
that everybody else from the Bugs Bunny universe is canon as well. So yes,
Oh,
you are
yeah.
correct.
Same with Darkwing
The
Duck.
Well,
singing
yeah,
frog
because
is
We've seen Donald Duck in a Batman costume.
Oh crap! So if we have to go that far, we literally have to name almost everybody in every
Yeah,
universe
Darkwing
ever.
Duck. I was telling Barry the other
Darkwing
day.
Duck is basically
They
a
see-
spin-off.
Nobody watches Riverdale, right?
Riverdale.
Whoa, Riverdale.
Yeah.
Hey.
Does anybody watch it?
The new season.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro? Like,
It got a little.
they got weird, but they brought it back.
Yeah, it got a
Wow,
little
this
weird.
is
But I'm
really
like,
exciting.
okay.
So I'm not going to spoil it because it just came out last week, the last episode of the season. But they went down a really weird path the comic book, I think, did. Like, 'cause there's some dark shit from Archie. Like, it's not all just
Is there vampires on this show?
okay. It's usually explained like no, there hasn't been. Yes, this season, but again, this season's weird and this season's weird and unusual. I do suggest anybody that enjoys
You know what I mean?
any of this YA content around the world available that they probably like
And
this.
that's my problem. I'm sure it's great, but YA, I'm too old now.
Well, not YA, like 20s.
No, it is YA though. I know the type.
Yeah, because they're starting in high
It's still
school. but-
university, and like I'm just so far.
Yes, there is
Such a
100%. Blade.
Yeah, Blade.
Morbius is a vampire technically.
Black Cat, have you seen
Dracula.
that trailer?
What?
Hey, you.
Goat pen? Yeah.
Haven't seen the Black Cat trailer yet?
No.
Was it in 2023?
Well,
so
what you
Venom
mean
is
goat?
the
I love
one
goats.
Tamara and her.
I can't.
It's already-
My father-in-law gave me a carton of goat milk for my wedding gift.
I can't.
Yes.
So
So
they,
other
uh,
vampires in the
what's
Marvel
his
universe.
face? Andrew
Dracula
Garfield
exists.
Is it to be the new Spider-Man and Sony?
What?
I'm thinking.
We're not supposed to spoil stuff.
Sorry, everyone.
That's why we're talking about the comics and cartoon stuff.
Hey.
That's the rules, not me.
Fair enough. All right.
What are you talking about? Andrew Garfield hasn't
I'm
been in
just
a
talking-
Spider-Man
because we
movie since
I
2012.
was getting into the Sinister Six, but
Well, I mean,
yeah, it's
I really don't think they're going to do the Sinister Six in anything. Honestly, I don't. Like, I think they're just going to keep teasing it
They're
and
gonna do
stop. They're
the
not.
originals though. Like
No,
Craven.
No, they're going-
Letters coming.
they're
Not
going-
23.
they're going in other directions with the groups. I think they just
You think they're gonna
every
do Sinister
Spider-Man
Six?
property that hints this.
Do you think they're gonna do Sinister Six?
Well, they already touched on it, right? So I
Yeah.
don't think they're gonna.
They're not going to do it a
They're
third
not
time.
going to do it again.
They're just going to hint at it. And
They might,
screw around.
yeah, they might hint at it where they have
And-
alternates, or they might have like Rhino as an alternate.
See, we can't. No, we can't talk about this stuff.
Yeah, because we're not gonna.
Yeah, we can't. We're not trying to spoil
Right.
that right now.
Okay.
Everything we could say about that is going to lead me to talk about the new movie. There's nothing we can talk about right now that won't lead me to discuss things that happened in the most recent film.
Matrix 4.
Oh, one time. I can throw up the spoiler screen. We can get into it, but I mean, we weren't saying we were going to spoil Spider-Man tonight. We're going to talk about old
It's still
Spider-Man
too-
stuff.
It's
We're-
still too new.
Yes.
All right, so X-Men. I really like the episode. Like, it's the time travel all together with Bishop.
It's a little corny, but now there's a really cool scene in it. Like, I guess since I picked, I'll do the synopsis quickly, and then but there's a really. I just want to jump right to the scene, the diner scene.
Yes.
The scene that reminds us why the X-Men was originally written, why it was penned, like why it was originally drawn, and that was Stan Lee and a couple other writers wanting to do their part in talking about racism or exposing why it's so horrible out there. And this scene so perfectly depicts what was wrong in that era. And yeah, it was just a really I can't believe a cartoon for kids was handling something that impactful.
Yes, there is. I just realized. Oh yeah, we already answered that question.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wait, yes, Blade, but yes, Blade. There's definitely been vampires there. But yeah, no, yeah, I agree.
And then, all the million of them. Like, the
There's
vampires who fight.
Dracula versus. He's one of Captain America's biggest villains. That the Dracula, the average in the cartoons and the comics, obviously.
I mean, I remember Dracula only being in the Blade movies and one or two really bad cartoon.
What weed would Peter
You don't
Parker
remember the vampire from Avengers?
What we
smoke?
for Peter Parker?
Jesus.
What kind of weed you smoke?
I mean,
Not
we are
last week.
horrible judges at that because all we smoke is high THC crap that knocks us out. In reality, cannabis can be used as a medicine, and for anxiety, that has to be sussed out and tested, and you have to try different combinations of percentages to get what helps you the best.
On a fun note, I'm going to say try White Widow Kush. Spider-Man.
I was going to say the answer is probably Kush. Yeah. Right there. That's your answer.
I guess, yeah. Wait,
I
actually,
just made stuff up.
Ryan just suggested one of the best for it. Typically, for those that don't smoke THC a lot, is White Widow because it's a high CBD strain. So
Yeah.
low THC, high CBD. So the answer would be White Widow.
It would be Black Widow. for
Well, no,
Peter
I'm
Parker.
trying to think of a low THC strain with the word black in it that I could add to that.
Black Widow.
Well, there is no Black Widow.
Yeah,
Well, I know she died, but.
Spoiler.
Endgame spoiler.
There
we
we
go.
go. And, yeah, okay. I am not willing to go that deep into the spoiler realm. If you haven't watched Endgame, you're not our fan base. Everyone watch this, please. If anyone wants to hang out and talk about anything, we're good. But I mean, the reality is we smoke a lot of weed and talk about comic books and Marvel content. So if you haven't seen Endgame, you need to go watch the movies and then join us again.
Yes. As far as the episode,
Can we talk about, though, just working on our end games a bit so that they don't end up in stalemate?
The what?
Just improving our end game so stalemates don't happen.
Oh, yeah, I know. I hear you.
I mean, that's a genuine production note that I was going to
bet
say we need a timer and to only play speed chess.
He was trying to get all the pizzas, probably. Didn't help me at all. either.
That's what got you. You tried to grab his last
So
pawn.
yeah, if chess ever comes back to this channel again, it will be speed chess with huge penalties.
no.
With only breaks for bombs.
No, we can play that other game tonight. It doesn't take long.
We're not playing any more games.
Anyways, like I was saying,
Game night got way too somber.
It's like
Right.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah, so we were talking about I jumped the gun to just jump to that scene, sorry, because I thought it so perfectly encompassed everything they tried to talk about when inventing the X-Men to begin with, which was social and racial inequality and how to fight that. So Charles Xavier was always a beacon of, for mutant kind, of hope and fighting for the right cause. And this whole episode is based on what happens if Master Mold sends some idiot group, 2 idiots back in time with Nimrod, one of the greatest robots of all in all history, to kill Charles Xavier while he's still a college student. They always pick the weirdest times to kill people. Like,
he doesn't really know his powers that well.
Well, yeah, like, why wouldn't you get him before he knows he's a mutant at all? Like, this is all well documented to Master Mold. He writes a thesis on himself in 70 something. Like, literally, Bishop says, "Hey, I read your thing about yourself in 77." So, like, they could have just read that and went, "Oh, 12 when he first read someone. We should kill him at 11."
Yeah.
Like,
just once, I want to see a movie where they go back and they just shoot a baby in a crib. They're like, "There, we took care of that."
Simple.
Oh yeah, he did it in the end credits.
No, he didn't. He ended up holding him, changing him, going, "Bad Hitler." Which I don't know what message they were trying to send by that. By the end of that joke, it feels like everyone thought this was a good idea. We did not know where to end this, but we still put it in.
And that's why you have to put a pillow and show him doing that to the baby. It's baby Hitler.
Because of this show, you can now never run for office.
Okay. Yeah.
Drew came for more.
Yes, I did. I have actual notes.
What?
Actual notes.
All right, this is from the X-Men show?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the notes?
All of them. Every episode.
Well, let's talk about your first point.
Well, my first point is Magneto is the leader of the mutants, so that's interesting. That's interesting. He's the last of the mutants. He's like running them all, which is interesting.
Is anybody else aware of that story, that actual timeline in the comic books? Like the archaic timeline where, like, there is a timeline where Professor X dies early in the war,
and then he ends up taking over, and then
same thing as what we saw in this one,
which is cool.
Not the 7. He didn't die in 62.
Yeah,
he died at the beginning of the war. The X-Men were formed, and Magneto steps in with Scott, I think, to run them. I don't really remember that well, but Storm and Wolverine are married in this alternate time.
In this one, which is when
they show that in this. Oh wow,
definitely was going to get to that one.
What would it be like without Charles Xavier?
That's another point I had. No Charles Xavier. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that concept is.
Well, actually, that's literally what this whole episode handles.
Concept is pretty crazy.
It is that Magneto inevitably, in his anger-fueled charge to fight, would have never met his counterbalance Charles, which they kind of fought this fight together through a lot of different points in time.
Yeah. So
without that counterbalance, without that rational thought or that want to communicate with regular humans, primates to them, he just kind of goes fucking nuts and starts a whole-on war, becomes the grand leader. Master Mold becomes sentient way sooner as a result, because they're fighting harder, and so it's a really chaotic, horrible world. But again, Wolverine and Storm are married in it, so
which say his favorite words, Homo sapiens. The other calls he's like,
aren't they called Homo superior?
And he calls them Homo superiors. Yeah.
Which
I also want to comment on.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Wolverine's
so the episodes we watched tonight to go over this are on Disney Plus, and it is season 4, episode 3 and 4, The Worth of One Man. So if you want to check out that kind of depicts it. And the comics that show it are the Ultimate X-Men or something. Or I'll look up the comic.
Oh, you don't have the air dates and writers memorized?
Yeah,
you probably do.
94, and no, I don't know the writer. No, that would have been 96, and I don't know the writer.
It was on like April 11th, airing on WB.
No idea.
Channel 69.
And I don't think WB was a channel at that point.
Channel 69.
Well, no, for me it aired on TBS, or at that point it was Superstation still, not TBS yet.
I watched too much Twitch.
It did get me really excited for 97 X-Men.
It's only 2 numbers.
Well, yeah, were they going to pick up that? Sorry, continue.
Oh, next point. Yeah,
69.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Wolverine's mascara.
we got there, yeah.
Wolverine's mascara. That was
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah,
look for
I
him. I think
consider the same.
definitely
Yeah.
drew the dramatics. You know what I mean?
What did you think of Wolverine's
Mascara.
overdrawn eye makeup?
Yeah, his mascara was
Like
pretty heavy.
he looked like the Crow. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, his
Someone drew that weird.
that was a interesting.
Yeah, he was
definition.
definitely an
Interesting.
artsy take on Wolverine for sure.
Right. But yeah, like I said, the fact that they were
I don't want to picture him hooking up with other lizards.
Okay, so there is something that handles this exact thing. If you watch the check-in scene in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas,
What? I've seen the movie once. I didn't like it. What happened?
where he's on acid and the floor turns to weird and everyone in there turns into a lizard and starts fucking.
Aren't we already run by lizard people?
Yeah.
Apparently, yes.
I heard George Bush is the lizard.
The Queen.
The Queen too. Yeah, I saw a GIF where her face changed to a lizard. So
A
let's be real.
smart lizard that slept with other lizard people. Well, I mean,
Iron Sky.
huh?
Have you seen that movie?
No.
There's two of them. Everyone, like Sarah Palin's a secret lizard person,
Oh, well, that's believable.
and there's Nazi lizards that live in the center of the earth, but they're trying to get to the dark
If this
side.
is
of
a
the
movie, feel free to suggest it.
It is. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
there's 2 parts.
Yeah,
2 parts.
Sure, like
Bill
going in
Clinton
there.
is also apparently a lizard. All right, back
Oh,
to
absolutely.
X-Men
both of
92.
them, and the daughter.
Yes. Also, yeah, like you said, X-Men weren't formed, so it's pretty different. That concept of like no X-Men was pretty
Yeah, just
eye-opening
an
and opening.
overall mutant
You know,
struggle or an overall
right, it's-
mutant collaboration.
because it's like because X-Men they had structure, they had, you know what I mean, they trained the kids, they, you know what I mean, it kind of was like a stepping up to being X-Men, or to, if you wanted to pursue being an X-Men type of thing, or just live your life. That's kind of Xavier's philosophy, right? You should be able to live how you want to live.
I just realized.
And the war that Magneto
Exactly.
caused everybody to pick a side. Now,
Yeah.
with the mutant thing, did you notice that they also brought up superhumans?
Yes.
Which I'm pretty sure in the comics are actually
Oh,
humans enhanced
Enhanced
by
humans.
Master Mold
Yeah.
and through
to
experimentation.
fight back, to fight the mutants. Yeah.
So I guess in that definition, kind of like everything that all of Mr. Sinister's creations would also be superhumans, not mutants.
What's Mr.
because-
Sinister's powers?
Actually, I just watched the episode that covers his backstory, one of his backstories, which is just an awesome. It involves Charles Darwin is in the episode.
Yeah, he's old.
He always fascinated me, so I'd love to know all this.
His background is he was a scientist who was obsessed with essentially the genome long before
Yeah.
we knew what the genome
Okay, that sounds
was,
familiar, kids.
and inevitably gets kicked out of this science society for simply just saying, no, there's mutants. Like it's jumping. Essentially, what Charles Xavier is going to say in the 70s, he tried to say in the 1870s, and no, it didn't go over well.
Yeah.
So he gets shunned and then starts experimenting, going to freak shows. So essentially finding the first generation mutants, if you don't count Apocalypse, and experimenting on their DNA and inevitably building a concoction for himself that he just adds everyone's powers to himself essentially. And just
you can heal. He can shoot. Stuff
by
with
the
lasers.
time
I don't
he's
know what
Mr.
actually
Sinister and he's that
But
all
he's
black
actually
outfit in
It's
the
probably like photon. Probably like photon
late
beams.
1900s.
Normally, when they blast, it's like photon beams.
He,
like in a sense,
He's
Or energy
absorbed
beams
and
or
altered his
Yeah.
DNA with hundreds of. So when he gets blasted, he's just pure energy and he moves himself to avoid the blast. He has to be disrupted, not shot at. He's a crazy man.
Yeah. One of the X-Men's biggest bad
Is
guys.
this James trolling us
What?
through cool beans?
New magnets.
Magnets.
No, I thought it was
ICP doesn't know how they work, but they have a song lyric about it.
what?
Magnets, how do they work?
Oh, no, I thought that was. I thought we were talking to Jordy this whole time.
Well, I'm not
Magnets
sure.
wouldn't because they have no electromagnetic when she passed here.
What? Yes, they do. Magnets are always magnets.
Yes,
Magnets are
So
very
absolutely.
strong.
Do magnets work in space? Yes,
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah,
And inevitably, even if
work
you drop
everywhere.
them in between,
Okay, cool.
even if you dropped a magnet in between galaxies,
Everywhere? Have you been everywhere?
it would
Yeah.
start to move towards
So
something
yes,
because everything that
actually,
magnets work. in space.
exactly. Actually,
I thought you had to be near a planet. That's all.
No.
Talking about Magneto.
If he went to, well, he goes to space.
Yes, he does.
He makes asteroid M, and inevitably gets blown up by Corsair. Not Corsair. Damn, I forget. Inevitably, the guy that blows up asteroid M gets reincarnated by Apocalypse, just so Apocalypse can steal his body.
Sorry, our friend James likes to bug me about magnets. That's why I specifically thought that. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I James has been known to come in on other and change his name for that, but I don't know.
It was just the magnets made me think of it.
But
also,
his ability to fly might change because as Magneto would get away from the Earth. He'd just have to strengthen his field to repel away from the Earth.
It gets weaker, but it's still out there.
I mean, he'd probably move easier in space with no oxygen and other things in his way.
I've heard he can do the iron in his blood or anyone's blood, so he can just fly.
There's iron and stuff in the asteroid, so you know.
Yeah, exactly. You just
that's how he levitates asteroid out.
So that's how you can draw. You draw from that and pulls the magnetism. That's how you can.
In the cartoon when he launches asteroid M, and it's like him and rockets and a couple other lower powered mutants and stuff. Like it's a cool picture. Like they didn't science this very much. Obviously not. It's a world where there's a man that can lift things with his mind because he controls magnetism. So
yeah,
I shouldn't. But I'm like in this one thing. I'm like, no, just no. This is not how this works. Like he just takes a chunk. He builds a city, puts a dome over it, and then just like Sokovia says, "Fuck, I'm steady." Like lifts it up from the ground and fucks off to space.
Yeah,
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Enforcers, they are cooler than Sentinels. They're definitely better than Sentinels. Oh, well, obviously it's more advanced because it's future.
So,
But I think they're cool. They look cool.
Do you think they're actually like? I didn't think of them to be anything other than someone else was involved in the project, so they named them something different.
I don't know. I feel like they're
because Trask.
Well, if you look at Sentinels and look at them and see they do have different things, right? Like because they were able to like even when they would get like destroyed, they would still have. I don't know. I feel like they were different.
With no Xavier, I don't think we would have had Trask, so we just might not have ended up with the same name.
Oh.
Or maybe because they have absolute power, Master Mold started to make multiple. I think he just had multiple layers of sensors.
You read my mind. Literally think of typing Bongo time.
Well, there you go.
Hey.
They beat me too.
All right, let's do this, guys. Bongo time.
You hitting the bong?
Next time.
Do you want us to blow some smoke your way, or are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm all right.
Remember.
All right, I won't.
I'm all right. I'm good.
See
Well,
you
while we're all hitting, you can always make the next one.
Yes. All right. Also, Future Forge. I think interesting. You know, he's pretty much like full on robot in a sense. Pretty much only has his head. It's pretty much his head. Everything else is literally like full on robot. He has like a half robot eye.
Which makes perfect sense if you're trying to control someone. So I'm like, okay, but then he can still just do whatever he wants. So I'm like, yeah, the robot thing didn't make much sense to me.
Yeah.
But we got two different forges.
I like
one was cool.
I like that.
One sucked.
You're right. The other one definitely is cooler, but I definitely still kind of liked it for the time.
He turned around really quick too. Like he didn't know any different. He's like, no, this is just life. This is what I've dedicated my whole life to, is working for this dude. Oh wait, you say something different. True, I'm in. Yeah. Fuck everybody, man. So I mean,
I noticed that too. Oh,
I guess it can always be said that love and shit.
I think Fitzroy and his powers are interesting. Like Ryan touched on a bit earlier, where he just basically drains mutant energy to use it to open portals in time. That was cool. I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
Mushrooms.
And who's
do you
that?
guys have any other drug
His name
nights?
is Phantom. And
Not
what
a
was the
cop.
other guy?
Really?
The guy that was going through time was Phantom. Was like the green guy.
It was Fitzroy.
Fitzroy and
Fitzroy was the one with the time.
Phantom? Yeah, Phantom.
And
Phantom was the
Phantom
green
was
guy.
his like henchman or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, right. I thought that was pretty
They want to
cool.
know
Well-
what you think of mushrooms.
What do I think of mushrooms?
Yeah.
I think they're great. For anxiety, depression, and fun.
Agreed. It's been a while since we've done it together.
Yeah, sure.
This is true.
Well, I mean,
Drew, you're in.
your
right?
birthday. The makeup
Yeah.
for your birthday. Yeah, there was a so that little dude, he kind of just keeps around him in case he gets stuck in a time and not near, and he just then drains him and brings him with him.
So he basically
That-
uses him as a
Yeah, he's a
He's a
battery.
battery. That's basically.
He so you know how like the DeLorean needs another cell to come back? He's just an extra plutonium cell in case he can't stop by the 7-Eleven and grab some plutonium.
I thought Nimrod was pretty funny, to be honest.
Sorry?
I thought Nimrod was pretty funny.
Nimrod's always awesome.
He's just like, I'm back. Oh, I'm back.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
back.
just
That was-
invincible.
That was pretty
Yeah,
hilarious.
invincible,
Just
yeah.
like, oh no, we gotta stop him before he regenerates. Like,
And I love how one. So, does everybody know how Bishop works?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Absorbs and uses his gun
and
to
then uses
project.
Project,
So, one shot from Bishop does nothing. Second shot from Bishop, a half hour later, with all like he's boom to shit, and then he gets the blow up. Like
that was fun.
he hasn't absorbed any additional energy. Like he's not doing anything extra. He's just
Yeah.
been dodging. Like, and with him being invincible, not invincible, but absorbing energy like that, why doesn't he always take the hit?
It would make the most sense.
Yeah,
Just
well,
regenerate him. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all it would do. It's like, show some energy.
I do like when he just gives the gun up and starts using his hands. I'm like, man, like just give up the gun, man.
Well, I guess maybe it actually maybe physically hurts them. Like you don't actually want
Oh
to
yes,
absorb it.
yes. Sorry, you are correct. Actually,
Yeah. Because that would
It's
suck.
probably
That
hurt,
does
yeah.
make sense. That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure that there's a reason that he.
I don't want to
uses
get
the gun.
punched by like
No, it makes sense. No, it makes sense.
Superman. I know it's different, but and then have to even if I can pass on to someone else.
Yeah, like even the whole Wolverine.
Okay, stoner question. You don't travel back in time. You travel to an alternate universe where your future self also lives with your current. What?
I don't think they're finished explaining the premise.
All right. Well, we're gonna,
Or we could discuss. Well, we'll see if they say anything more.
what?
I think they're
Do you
trying to,
kill the?
I think they're trying to say,
yourself, or do you get along?
like, I think they're trying to say, like, yeah, they're trying to say you. So you don't travel back in time, but you actually, yeah, like, but you
So
actually
there's two. Of you.
travel. Yeah, you.
That
so
is
there's
all.
more- so there's more than one of you, and yeah, I think that's what he's trying to
So
say.
you want a spider? You want to like Drewverse?
Oh, that'd be weird.
Like being John Malkovich, where
I wouldn't want that.
he goes through his own.
John
A
Malkovich.
bunch of me.
John
Malkovich.
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 Yeah, I want to hang out with myself a bit.
No. I wouldn't want to hang out. I probably want to find myself.
Why?
I don't know why. I probably would.
And the other question is,
Just
what
like-
version of it is me? Like,
Just
me?
like-
Is it like, do I get to do like the old man Thor series where like I
Yeah.
get 3 ages of myself to
Right.
interact with?
Is it me where I'm like in the future, just like super jacked and all this, or is it just like
Or is it just literally a carbon copy
Yeah.
of me where I get to out loud voice the
Yeah,
dialogue
'cause that
that's in
makes a
my head?
difference.
Because that seems like an existential crisis all on its own.
yeah,
Because from the minute of splitting, who's the real me?
right?
From
And
that moment on, we have different experiences. Our heart rate will differ. Our breathing
Right.
will differ.
and then you have that whole paradox of like,
So
bam, who's real? And then it's
Yeah.
like, I'm real. No, I'm real. And then you have that whole, and then that's a whole thing in itself, right? Then you have someone else. Then you have
unless the
another one
defined
come,
terms are that we're both just in a universe talking
right?
to
But then
each
you
other.
would
But
then you would have another version of you come to say, no, you're not the real one. I'm the real one. Then that's a whole thing. Then it's just chain. I think it's already a change at that point, and it just would not end well.
oh, okay.
Oh, all follow these of every decision.
So time travel isn't possible, but it's possible to just go to a different universe that.
Okay, yeah.
Assuming they all play out the exact same way as this one. They don't necessarily.
Well, yeah, like.
But they would have split long before we were born,
And multiple times since,
Yeah.
but I imagine there would still be copies that would be close enough to us. Would be the idea.
well, if there's infinite possibilities,
Then
then
yes.
Yeah.
technically you could say everything.
Right. You can say anything you want.
Multiple world theory is a hard one to truly wrap your head around.
Yeah.
But you have, like, if we're going to talk about the science of it, we're not actually talking about a universe where every decision sparks an entirely new universe. We're just talking about the idea that Big Bang could have caused multiple points of.
They're all
Beginning.
just simulations, so just
Yeah.
booting up new Big Bang simulations.
See, and this is where humans have so much hubris over the universe in comparison to the universe. Sorry, the idea that multiple Earth theory has anything to do with our consciousness is giving the power. And you and I got down to this one night, really getting into physics, where it's giving the power to. Like, where would the energy come from? As you asked me this once when we were getting really deep into this high, I started thinking about, like, wow, that's so much hubris that humans think that because we would make a choice, that choice would be so impactful, so energy ridden that it would have to explode out to create two universes where both options. And when you really think about it that way, no. It's correct. It has to be some other form. If there are multiple Earths or multiple universe, again, even saying multiple Earth theory, it's like how much universe that is based on the Earth. It's multiple universe theory would be the correct way to say it, and it had to be more based on variables at the Big Bang. What materials were created, what particles survived the heat, or how much heat was created from it. Could all be variables that could create different circumstances and different gestation periods for us, or the laws of physics write differently because it cooled. Like, there's so many things, but no, human consciousness will never and could never be the thing that defines. Can I imagine we're wrong though?
Yeah, but there does seem to be some true randomness in quantum mechanics that
Suggest that the
things to
human
happen.
brain could blow up.
No, that saying that if you started two universes identical, there'd still be differences because of randomness.
Well, you have to, or I don't assume that. Like, physicists do. This is for you. And I made that argument, but in reality, what else could possibly cause the Big Bang?
I think they're talking about programming. It could just be a pointer from a higher level file system table.
Yeah, this is James.
Yeah, they're talking about programming stuff.
I mean, so yeah, if we're in a simulation, then yes, it could be literally. If we're in a simulation, then it's an algorithm running for each one of our decisions specifically. Then
So I'm a bit high and losing track of all this. Where are we again?
we're talking about multiple Earth theory. So if
No, I know this
if
is
we
great
agree,
that they're talking about pointers. 'Cause
if we agree that it's a simulation, then yes, this could be an algorithm running out every single decision possibility, and that could all be taking place in a split second, even though our consciousness is experiencing it in real time to us.
I'm
Correct.
playing City Skylines, and you can follow individual people. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that gets, so yeah, if we're going to go with that red box theory, we're screwed. We're in one of the other boxes. We're just a simulation. But I mean, if we're following our current understanding of physics, then yes, it would be energy based, right?
oh yeah. Like if splitting multiple universes, you don't need more energy. If we're in a simulation,
Yeah, that's what I just said.
yeah. Oh, their point. That's what they're explaining.
Yeah.
I'm just reading it. Oh yeah, absolutely. Then, as far
Then
as
you
we
just need
understand it.
storage and processing.
Yeah, it's outside our universe, so they can just.
A Jupiter
It's like
brain.
us turning on another light.
Yeah, you need a Jupiter brain or a Dyson sphere. You need well, again, but then we're still just talking about energy. But I mean, that's a different form and idea.
No, it'd be like Rick's car battery, where it's like a society.
A tinyverse.
Yeah.
That's stupid. No, it's a nanoverse or whatever. It is.
That's just slavery with more steps.
Yeah.
Some of it was popular in college. So yeah, but again, if it's a simulation, then as Zach often says, it's created by someone or something that we probably can't really understand.
And I want them to add the like werewolves and vampires DLC. It'd be so cool to have
I'm telling you right now,
actual
if I could turn into a
supernatural
werewolf, that'd be
stuff.
some shit. I'll tell you that. I would do some stuff. There'd be some stuff that I would do. I would do some
or
stuff.
ghosts. Or,
I don't think I'd ever want to
some
be a
stuff.
werewolf. Apparently, you have to try and hook up with the mother of the child you're going to imprint on much later.
What is motivation of werewolves other than kill? Cause
The
chaos?
slaves of vampires.
Is that where they? Well,
In some lore, I don't know really.
or it's
Bit by
just
a
the
wolf
idea
on
of a
full
dangerous
moon.
animal being mixed with a human somehow. That's scary.
Well,
Right? It's like
what is that? What is it called? There's like
mixing
animorph.
DNA.
No.
I would say like
But like
yeah,
vampires want to drink blood to survive, so they got a reason to kill.
Oh, hearts.
yeah, because
I've never heard that with.
Well, werewolves,
Werewolves?
they're more like it's like not lust. Is it lust?
They
I guess
just
it's
go.
like
They just go
blood-
mad. It's
Yeah,
like Dr.
it's
Jekyll,
yeah,
Mr.
like it's
Hyde.
it's like a crazy like bloodlust.
And then they kill
slash-
people because that's what wolves do. I don't know. Yeah, I thought that too. I'd be curious if they come up with similar things you can point to.
I mean, okay, so
But that's assuming they can relate to humans.
our study of humans tell us that all humans come up with very similar
stories.
ideas and stories throughout history over and
So
over
that's the
again. But that could be because so there's
Star
this-
Trek answers this question in one episode.
I mean, I don't imagine Cool Beans knows anything about Star Trek.
Probably not.
Everyone
Well, it's a series
slyly
of
look at the
episodes.
camera.
It's like a mini series within it. Like,
They should just goes everywhere. What do you think about? Are we in a simulation? Are there multiple universes?
Yeah, a few.
Is this the only one?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like we could be in a simulation, though. I do. I don't know. Like
Statistically, we have
I
to
don't
be.
know like the exacts. Obviously, you would know more because you
statistically, we have to be in one. It doesn't make sense to not be in one.
studied. But I believe that we would be in one for sure.
I'm a nihilist in awe of the universe, and I really do think it's random. I really do think it just happened, and maybe existence never will happen again, and this could all be a second in the stream of time. But
Never happened again.
listen, everything that
So you
we,
think that we're that
everything
special?
we
We're
know,
that special that one thing we're just that.
No, but we're not part of. We're
we're just
a blip in
yeah,
time
we're just existing.
in accordance to the universe's calendar.
It's like, oh, so
We
humans-
genuinely
so humans
need
popped
nothing.
up. So humans popped up at this time, but that's just kind of part of the
Yeah,
whole-
like humans have been around for how many years?
Plus, if you can
In
tell
our
through time,
current
they can travel
evolutionary
information, because
presence,
it's
we've been
such a
around-
frequency of
Couple
something,
hundred?
right?
No.
thousand something. No,
How fucking long have we been? Have humans been
Couple
around?
thousand.
I normally know this number. I'm pretty stoned.
Oh well, ooh.
The-
I always forget that specifically. Earth's 4 billion, and then
Yeah, so
humans are like hundreds of thousands, something like that.
under 1 million years.
I could be off.
And the
by
planet
10
is
or
14.8 billion
Because you
years
think
old.
about what they did in
Or not
Back
the
to
planet,
Future,
the
where
universe.
He did one little
And just
thing
as far
and
back
it
as we can
changed
see.
all
So I
of
mean-
time, and they went into
So the
it,
butterfly
and also the
effect.
universe.
So let's say
And-
15
yeah.
billion years versus 1 million.
So if you could change time, you could change.
Do you know how infinitesimal that number is in comparison?
And what was actually
Pretty
Fisher doing? Was he
low.
visiting alternate
Pretty low.
dimensions, or was he?
oh look, I
Yeah.
meant like in general. I meant like it's no us.
And
yes.
have you ever
Very,
like,
very
have we all seen Cosmos?
No, but I'm familiar with it. With
I just
Carl Sagan, or
the
Neil
calendar
deGrasse
analogy
Tyson?
is really good. The calendar analogy pretty much puts us, if you take all of existence to this moment right now,
yeah.
we're at like the last second before New Year's Eve.
What do you guys have for New Year's?
Make it 1 year calendar,
just
we are 1
Minutes
second.
do bother time.
What? I was just asking for it.
What happened? What happened?
You want too long, though.
I think that one is more for you.
I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah,
sir.
it is, and I think the only real way I've seen is things like nuclear decay, and you can base a timer some random number generator off the decay of radioactive atoms or any sort of thing like that. And then it's like, yeah, you can't really predict that under certain circumstances. And then computers try their own thing, and you can do mashup of the system clock and add a seed number. But it is really hard. And there's this great Dilbert cartoon where they're visiting the random number department, and someone's just saying 9s. And they're like, is that number
Email
random?
sent.
Huh?
Well, if it is who we
Oh,
have been saying it is, I already sent you the email to a couple hours ago.
Okay.
anyway, if the random number generator keeps coming up with 9s, maybe it is random.
True.
It's 100% factual there.
Barry will learn what that means very soon. Has you seen the 9s?
No.
Oh, yeah. We'll learn what it means to be soon.
But you liked it, eh?
I
But
did, yeah.
thanks
I
for
was
just
definitely one
throwing out
yeah.
spoilers to the movie I have to watch this week and enjoy. Now I'll know something.
Oh, it was you pick.
What do you know about it? It's called the
like
9s.
this
You
week.
didn't say anything else.
Oh, okay. Enjoy. So X-Men.
So, what did you guys overall like the ending, or like how?
I thought, yeah, I liked it. I liked this, what it touched on. I like how it showed, with just one simple thing, how things could be totally different.
Yeah.
Was really cool. I like the whole the Wolverine and Storm dynamic. That was interesting.
Oh yeah.
So,
That
did
was
anyone else notice that Xavier knew them? Because it ends with him saying
Because
they'll never know, but he'd remember
He remembers because
them from when they saved him as two different people, old, weathered, as he knows them now, but not as he knows them now. So that picnic might have been planned or pushed by Xavier to begin with because he knew it was going to happen. Just saying.
Maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
again, Xavier's one of the most powerful psychics, so he kind of sees through
Time.
not time, but when shit like that happens
He's
to
right
him.
up there with Mrs. Cleo.
True.
Oh,
In terms of most powerful psychics.
I feel like she's been in one of the comics. So many weird, random things have
There's
made it
been a
into
lot of
comics.
stuff. There's no lot.
I wonder if Mrs. Cleo's still alive.
Didn't you go to jail a couple of years ago?
Why would she?
That's a whole thing. I have to look that up.
I mean, she's a fraud, but
She was? I didn't know that. She is? She was fraud?
but I'm not sure what she did was illegal if people gave her money to.
Oh, that is a great description of how they play at least war-torn alternate timeline Wolverine. He's just angry the whole time, like. But I mean, we come in and like he seems to be at the prime happy. He's fighting, he's kicking the crap out of stuff. Then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, come fix our timeline and not be married to your wife anymore." Like, and so yeah, he's pretty bitchy for the rest of it.
Yeah. I guess that could have upset me. I guess that would be a little bit upset.
I always liked how I think in the comics they mentioned he smoked because he's like, I got a healing factor, so who cares?
Yeah,
It kind of makes sense if you don't care about the money.
and he smokes cigars, so
That's
Yeah.
that's heavy stuff too.
But I mean, I'd worry about lung cancer, and he doesn't have to.
Exactly. That's what it's like. Yeah. Don't do this. Don't try this at home. Smoking. Oh man. But anyways, those are I really liked it. Yeah, but I definitely like just like as a whole the X-Men cartoon. I just liked it as a general. I even like the fact that sometimes they would just like do certain like you'd have little arcs, and they would just like jump to something totally. You're like, what this is happening? Oh, okay. Oh, now that's how. I like the fact because it gives you different. It's giving you different stories quickly. You know what I mean? It's giving you different little stories quickly. So I definitely like. Honestly, that's definitely I would have to say one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid. Definitely.
Whereas what the original arc that Ryan picked is a 16 episode season. He's like, "Oh, we should do this because we got only a couple of episodes." I'm like, "Wait, The episodes he wants to do is 2 parts in the middle of 1, 2, 3. Oh, it starts at the beginning of the season. Go the other way. 4. What the fuck? Like, it's every episode of that season is this storyline that you originally wanted to do. Like, all right, that's a long arc. Like that's got to be saved for a week that we can't do movie night. That's a whole. Well, I guess it's only 20 minutes.
What was your movie pick? I know his is Dune.
He hasn't decided yet.
I don't know why. I'm just drawing a horrible
that's
blank,
fine.
and I can't. Like, I've been having such a hard time picking a film.
That happens.
It's you got in my head. I let you get in my head, which makes me just want to pick something horrible just to get
But
you
you've
back
done
for
it
making a
so many
question.
I'm sorry, that's my honest
Ryan and I have enjoyed them all. You've enjoyed all my picks, right?
Yeah, most of them.
But Buckaroo Banzai, I mean,
That was James.
How high? I'm just going straight up stone.
I do like that movie, so I can't say anything about it.
and I mean, it's over 30 years old, so of course.
And it's got a ton
And
of commentary.
Right in Method Man that I grew up on, and Wu Tang Clan.
All right, so our movies are The Nines, Dune, and
How high?
How High. Now, the other thing we said we were going to talk about tonight,
But I like that movie. so.
ETC.
the Alien Costume, Season 1, Episodes 8, 9, 10, the introduction of Symbiote, and then inevitably the villain Venom. Because we have to be, there's villain, anti-hero, full-on hero, and then mercenary. And they're varying levels of insane and crazy, but in this case, we're talking about, this is just pretty much evil in a black goop, right?
Yes.
So we started with one of the exact same setup as Venom the movie, the crashing of J. Jonah Jameson's son's spaceship.
Yeah.
However, in the movie, it crashed like in Indonesia, and in this, it crashes on the Hudson, the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, right where it needs to be.
Right in the middle of the city.
No
on the
trajectory and physics. Yeah, that bridge really held up to that landing on it. But hey, it was fun.
But I think I still like that.
Suffer.
No, like what I was saying to do. I like the Kingpin in '94 Spider-Man.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Oh,
just-
right. I forgot. Yeah,
He
you
just, I guess, I don't know. It just
Face.
reminds me of what Kingpin would
I
be
realized
in the voice. And
Also, this episode, Spider-Man meets Rhino for the first time.
Yeah.
He meets Rhino for the first time.
The intro. Yeah.
Rhino.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
Rhino guy, and then remember? So, yeah, that was pretty cool. Obviously, I would have to say it definitely would be my favorite arc for the simple fact that it's the introduction of the symbiote. And we all know symbiote Spider-Man is like my favorite.
I fell in
I like
love.
both. I like aggressive, super aggressive Spider-Man. Like that's like
Yeah.
that. Like I feel like that's one of his best. Like
Just power hungry.
one
Ready
of
to
those,
kill.
like ready to just like break someone's neck, like
Oh,
smash someone with
Sounds
it.
like I got to read this.
Oh no, this one. This
Oh,
is a good
yeah.
one. This is a good one.
Like if he would have wore
Oh,
the
yeah.
suit for if the
Just-
spell
Just
wouldn't have
stop it,
dropped
y'all
the suit,
spoil something awesome.
Like I
he
said,
would have killed
One
someone.
more day, he would have
Oh,
definitely.
see, now you just said he doesn't kill anyone, so now I'm not interested.
Well, quickly we're gonna have a word from our sponsor.
And that's why I'm like, just stop.
I'm gonna sneak away for a second.
Sorry.
Here is a video from our sponsor.
Kids know the cat is on the run. He robbed the bank with a fake gun. Now he's running from the law to save his hide, save his paws. Kids know the cat
No. And we're back.
We're back. We're back.
It's bongo time.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. Oh,
We're gone for 30 seconds and chaos ensues.
Right. Bongo time,
So,
guys.
how many?
Bongos.
No,
How many endings do you think there is, Zach?
None of this. How many Spider-Mans are there?
Well, we count this dimension. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so we're talking Spider-Man. Yep, Spider-Man. Right here.
Oh, is that who it is?
Yes, that is. That is 96.
I wasn't sure who that was.
96 Spider-Man. Oh, you did? You weren't? You weren't? Okay. But yes, I was just pointing to the cool movie poster here.
Who the hell's Bucky O'Hare?
That's what I was looking at.
I'm not gonna. I have no idea. So I'm just gonna.
Why would we put that on there?
Yeah, no idea.
Is it Toad Wars?
Is that Cadillac Dinosaur? Cadillac Dinosaur.
I do remember Iron Man. It was pretty decent.
Yeah, Iron Man.
We might have to watch one of those
All
series.
I know all of these.
The Justice League definitely needs to be watched.
What?
The original Justice League was sick.
Oh, 100%.
That was
You know
my
what
favorite
else
one.
is kind
I
of
think
sick
from
is
DC.
the Snyder Cut Justice League.
No,
I wouldn't call it sick necessarily.
No, it's
but
cool.
It's pretty good.
Titans. Okay.
I
Teen
do
Titans.
like
No, Teen
Titans.
Titans is okay, but Teen Titans,
I like Titans.
the original Teen Titans. Teen Titans go because that's just. a lot
Yeah,
of
the
weird
original
stuff.
Teen Titans. Yeah, I remember.
The original Teen Titans was definitely one of the best DC cartoons for sure.
Well, do they have some arcs that we can watch?
Which?
Arcs? Like we watched.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. They have arcs in it for sure.
Alright, let's watch
But
that.
yes, Batman the animated series.
That's one of my favorites.
That is my favorite, like favorite Batman
Yeah.
in general. Like
Wait,
favorite Batman, like hands down. I would say Batman the animated series. Also my favorite.
although you used to watch it on the WB back for
Always.
and Darkwing Duck when I'm growing up.
Always watch that, man. Always just watch that.
Darkwing
Tick was pretty interesting cartoon as well.
And there's Shabba Darkwing.
You know, that song gets covered on Twitch a lot.
That's it.
Yeah, most channels I've seen do at least one version of it.
And, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was good.
I've seen that got covered a lot too.
That was good too. Superman the animated series was kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was pretty kind of old. Like,
It's funny.
Yeah, I
like,
wasn't a big
it was
fan.
like it only got interesting when Batman came on. Like when they did a crossover, and
Yeah.
Batman went into the animated series with Superman. It's like, oh, haha. That's the only time it was like. in
And
my
that's why I
opinion,
like the-
I didn't like it. That's just my opinion, I guess. But
That's why I like the original Justice League. That's way better than the Superman one.
yeah. Oh yeah. So the one that they came out with like a little bit after this, right? Like,
Yeah, it was
a
after
couple years
Superman.
out. Like, not
It
little
was like
bit
2000.
Yeah, it was like I would say like 10 years after something.
maybe
like that.
even earlier than that. Maybe 99.
But it was definitely like definitely was better than when they had the Justice League and then they had Justice League Ultimate Unlimited.
I remember that one.
And then they went to that one. That was a good one as well.
I do remember the original Hulk. It didn't. I think it lasted 2 seasons.
Hulk was all right. The Max was an interesting cartoon that also came on YTV late at
What
night.
was that?
It came on with Cyber 6. It also came on with Oblongs. Yeah, Oblongs. That show was like the guy had no hands. He was just a torso and a head. His wife was a tall.
I remember
Tall. She had a
that
weird shaped
show.
hair,
Holy
but her hair
shit.
was like a wig. She was
Yeah,
bald. Then
and
she-
like
they
he
had
would
the
still
weird
be
kids.
along with them
Yeah.
doing stuff. even
Yeah,
though-
like she would have to like carry him and do stuff all the time. They'd always like end up in like these weird
I
situations.
completely forgot about that,
That was
show.
a good. That was a good show. It was funny at the time. Definitely inappropriate for kids. Definitely shouldn't have been
I
watching
don't
it,
remember it, but
but it definitely
just
was
the
a fun-
premise you can.
But yeah, there was another show that came on with the Max. It was the Max, and it also came on with it, and it was like it was odd something. It was odd something, and basically it was like a world of like these guys that like had these weird things. Like the main character, he had a giant head. His head was shaped like a kind of like a light bulb. His head is huge.
Okay.
And then he had a girlfriend, and it was like kind of like a weird, similar show to The Tick, but it was like these guys had like weird things, and like they had like some of them had like power, like it was like powers, but it was like weird. They looked really
It
creepy and
sounds
like weird.
vaguely familiar,
But
but I don't think I watched it.
It was like a weird one of those weird cartoons. Like, but yeah, the Max, that was an interesting one. Like I said, Cyber 6 was cool.
What did you say the one was with the guy?
Very, very risque anime. That's for
with
sure.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Oh, it's
Would
classic.
you do any arcs from Dragon Ball Z?
What kind of question is that? There's like so many arcs in that.
The original? Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Saiyan arc. We got Android arc. We got like mini arcs too, where like they have like inside the Android one. They got Cell. They have like a bunch of stuff. They have a tournament. They have a bunch of arcs technically in Dragon Ball Z. So, but yeah, I would definitely do that. But yeah.
By the end, I remember they were just sitting there like just.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, so
5 or 10 episodes.
Dragon Ball Z specifically.
I feel like waiting.
Definitely.
I'm gonna power up some more.
The one part I would
And
have to say about it
literally
is that
about 10 episodes.
there's a lot of charging and like
By the
for a
end,
lot of
yeah.
episodes. So I would say Dragon Ball Kai would be the better one to watch if you are going to watch it, just because
Okay.
Dragon Ball Kai kind of eliminates all that really ridiculous charging in episodes. So they're basically it gets to the fighting quicker instead of it being like Goku's going Super Saiyan for the first time. It's like 3 episodes in, and like now he finally turns. He finally goes Super Saiyan. It's like it's more like, oh, this happens, and boom, like he'll and he'll be Super Saiyan. So instead of it, it's definitely a lot. It cuts out a lot of the filler. It cuts out a lot of the filler and the dragging things out. So I definitely would say Dragon Ball Kai would be the best one if you want to watch Dragon Ball Z, because it's basically Dragon Ball Z with just basically cuts out filler and.
Did you ever watch the original Dragon Ball?
Of course, Dragon Ball was good. Dragon Ball was good for its time. The one thing I wouldn't say not watch it, but it's kind of like if you don't watch it, it's okay. GT, Dragon Ball GT was weird.
Is that the one where
That's
like
Goku
Goku
was stuck as a kid, and then he would turn
Yeah,
Super Saiyan 4. That's the first time he goes Super Saiyan 4, and then Vegeta goes Super Saiyan, and he ends up getting like that's the whole. They have a whole arc with like the guy called the baby, like he was and he took over Vegeta's body, and it was a whole thing. It was like I don't know, like it got weird. I'm not gonna lie to you, it got weird. That's Oob was in it, which is Boo's human form. But yeah. That one definitely was a bit, like I said, weird. And if you don't watch it, it's kind of like it's not the end of the world. I would say, but definitely Dragon Ball Super is definitely like, so the newest thing is definitely, you definitely should watch that. It's very cool. A lot of fighting, a lot of, gets into it. It's interesting, like I said, for sure. Batman Beyond, that also was a great cartoon as well. Batman Beyond. Basically, older Bruce Wayne.
You know your cartoons.
Oh, 100%. So basically, older Bruce Wayne, basically needs a new Batman for the future because it takes place in the future.
Really? Which one? What's the series?
It was right
Batman
after
Beyond.
this series.
Yeah,
so this Batman.
So basically, this Batman carries over basically into the sense. Like, well, technically, it didn't carry over because they stopped, which they're actually supposed to be bringing
this the
back.
son or his grandpa?
They're supposed to be bringing back. So no. So
Something
basically, it'd be it's based off of Terry McGinnis. Basically, he's just a kid, like basically a teenager. He ends up stumbling upon like Wayne Manor in a sense, and then basically he ends up finding what he's not supposed to find, and then so Bruce Wayne kind of like takes him under his wing. And then he basically wants to stop the gang violence because there's gang violence. There's a Joker gang. There's different kinds of gangs. Obviously, Gotham is still Gotham. But basically, Batman, what happens actually is Bruce Wayne tries to go out as Batman and almost dies. And that's how it kind of starts off in the sense of like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Like I have to actually retire. So he retires and then he meets Terry McGinnis and he ends up being, nimble, that kind of thing. So he ends up getting into, I found this thing. And then he kind of steals the bat suit. He ends up finding his lair and everything. So basically, it's interesting. It's interesting. Then he kind of like has an earpiece. He kind of tells him what to do. And kind of, he's like he's the man. Basically, Bruce Wayne's the man in the chair.
The guy in the chair?
Yeah. And he's telling him what to do, blah, blah, blah. So he, so it's interesting. It's an interesting concept, like I said. But it's very good. It's a very good cartoon. Short. There's only a couple seasons. But no, it's really good show. Really good show. Sailor Moon was pretty good.
You watched that too?
Of course.
Oh my God.
Of course, it was one of those things like, YTV was my life, man. Like, when I was a kid, YTV was my
Oh, me
life.
too. But I didn't watch the
That,
girl.
no, like that one came on, and it was one of those things where like,
Well, did you have a sister or something?
no,
Oh man,
I just watched it because I was like, oh, and then like,
Hey,
and don't get me wrong, like she was annoying.
Do you remember
whined a lot.
bronies?
Hmm?
Do you remember bronies? I think they're still a thing, probably.
Bronies. That sounds familiar. Wait.
Guys who are into My Little Pony.
Oh, yeah.
Bronies.
You had a pony?
No, I didn't. I was
No,
definitely
it's a
one of those
group of
guys.
people online.
Because they're still a part of. They're still.
Yeah,
No.
They're still.
they just like
They
My
just-
Little Pony
Like
stuff.
grown people, grown men that love My Little Pony and collect it, and they have like to spend like millions of dollars. They have like collections, and they go to meetings, and they have like
Wait, you have a little pony?
No, this is a group of people
no.
online
It's literally a group of people on it.
called
But-
bronies. That's
Bronies,
what you
I
call
remember,
them.
but there was a time where like it was a thing where like they were like, oh,
Do you have a little pony?
But yes, also I'm trying to see Sam
Yeah,
and
Batman
Max.
Beyond,
I didn't really see.
Yes, I need to win.
I really didn't
Yes,
see Sam and Max. I didn't really watch, but that was also. Iron Man. Iron Man. I would say it's a little rocky. Cartoon was a bit.
How do you remember them all too, or do you rewatch them?
Yeah, I think
I
only
haven't
last
rewatched-
one
I haven't
season, right?
rewatched-
And then it got canceled.
Which one?
Iron Man?
Yeah. It's
The original one, anyways?
I don't know. Well, out of the cartoons at the time, it was one of the better ones.
Yeah?
Like it was. But I would say, like even
I'd
the
say
Hulk.
Hulk
The Hulk was
probably
the Hulk. I think it was
Other
Hulk
than
was-
Spider-Man
I think
and
the Hulk
X-Men.
is more iconic
Yeah.
because it was more like, oh, you know what I mean. And then not Mark Ruffalo. Lou Ferrigno. Sorry, Lou Ferrigno also was around the time Lou Ferrigno kind of amplified that too, because then he had he was the real Hulk, right?
Yeah.
They had the live action Hulk.
He is the real Hulk.
So
The Hulk.
right, so definitely.
The Tick was good, I remember that.
Tick was interesting.
Spawn.
Spawn, Barry will say that it's a horrible movie, but I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. I honestly think that when they do the remake, which they're making the remake, they definitely need to use Michael Jai White again because he definitely played a good. He played a good Spawn. He played a good Spawn in my
Does he probably still looks the same age.
Oh yeah, he's a martial artist, so he's like still super fit. He does a lot of like B-rated like action movies. It's like Scott Adkins. Scott Adkins does a lot of B-rated movies, but he's also like a pretty good fighter. He's also.
I hope they go like hard R and like
Yeah, oh, they
Deadpool.
definitely they should.
They
I
didn't
really
in
hope-
the old one.
No, they didn't, which is why they should.
Yeah,
Because honestly,
we'll
like
see.
the comics for Spawn are
exactly. Like
they're definitely adults. I wouldn't even say teenager. I would say adult.
Yeah.
Like adults.
so I want that.
So 100%, especially if you're going to be making a Spawn movie, you're making it for the people who like Spawn, which are the older people, because Spawn was our time, right? Like it was.
Yeah.
It was
I had a
our
lot
time.
of the cool
You know,
Spawn. I had a lot of the cool Spawn.
honestly,
they were the
Spawn.
best.
Todd McFarlane told
Yeah, exactly.
So amazing. Like I've seen so many like models and stuff that he's done. He's done so much stuff that I didn't even realize he did. He doesn't even only do Spawn. He does like a bunch of
yeah.
stuff. He does Spider-Man.
I
Remember I had
still.
so many
It was
Spider-Man
actually
toys.
Todd McFarlane is actually
Uh-huh.
the person that made Venom's iconic eyes.
Cool. Well, like it's his style. I can
Yeah.
see that.
So at first he only had like the way his eyes were. It was kind of like it was just like a weird. They had it like really weird, but then he's the one who made it like elongated and gave it the curves. And
Oh, speaking of the toys,
Okay.
I have. He did a collaboration with Clive Barker. Did these Tortured Souls things? I own all 12 of them.
No way, all
They're at my house. Yeah,
sick.
they're not on display, but I have them,
That's
and they're open because I have loved them.
of course. But no, definitely. Todd McFarlane.
And it's not like Hellraiser type.
I wish he did like a series. Like I wish he did like a full blown like, you know what I mean? Like because his
Yeah.
art is so amazing. Like I feel like he would do something really good. You know?
Is he saying other things?
Is someone saying something? Bam.
Have the Thing ever had its own comic series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, the Thing.
Has the Thing.
He's had a couple of issues, but I don't think he has any. It's nothing.
And how cool the Thing is.
The cool is pretty. I would say that he's
Clever and
definitely.
fun?
I would say that. Well, thanks to Fantastic Four, they kind of played off the Thing as some guy who's like blah blah blah.
Somebody want Barry's chair?
Sure.
The main. We'll promote. Yeah, he's been promoted.
Alright.
So yes.
Sorry, what were we talking about? I need to have another bottle.
Grab a bottle, bro. Yeah, what did you say?
Thing. We're talking about the Thing.
Oh, the Thing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yes, the Thing.
They need to do.
He
a
definitely
musical
has.
with
He
the
does.
Thing
He
and
does have.
Hulk.
He does have
What's
some
the
issues.
secret word?
As soon
Thing?
as we move,
It's
that's when
clobbered.
Barry comes
It's
back.
Right.
smash.
So
Clobbered. Smash.
do your transition. There's back.
Hulk, you know the magic word is Hulk. You know the magic word.
Oh, that's so been ingrained in everything that's going on TV right now, or on YouTube right now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's in my head all the time.
Oh,
I
can do this all day.
all
it is
day.
literally on every channel.
I
all
agree.
the
I
time.
agree. I definitely think
Okay,
Disney
well-
should make their
YouTube
logo
uses it.
a little bit harder for
It's
sure.
gonna be a real musical. I'm telling you right now.
For
That
sure.
might not be the same one, but they're gonna have musical 100%.
Well, it better be the same one.
Yeah, it could be. Just
I'm gonna
instead of
riot.
sending
Wing
version.
hat.
About the Thing, yes. I was talking about the Thing. But yes, we're talking about the Thing, and if he had any specific issues, like
He can
like
take on the Hulk,
comic
right?
book
Like,
And it's Ben.
he's fought the Hulk.
What's his last name? Ben something.
Ben.
Folds 5.
I'm gonna guess it starts with a B.
Yeah, right. Ben Benson.
Ben Benson. Okay.
No,
Can you imagine actually
Ben.
Can you imagine if
Parker?
that's
Ben Parker?
Yeah, Thing Sullivan. It's Ben. Yeah, Thing Sullivan.
fiction?
Ben Sullivan.
Thing, comma the.
Ben something. I don't know.
Grimm. His last name is
Oh,
Ben.
right.
Oh, I knew
Ben
that.
Grimm. Ben
With
Grimm.
2 M's. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, definitely underrated character for sure. He's definitely done a lot of pretty cool things.
Have you seen?
I mean, he's pretty much every movie portrayal of him
Yeah,
just
they-
makes him whiny.
Yeah,
and
he makes
bitchy.
like I said, I was saying like
Who would
that's
win?
fun.
Thank you.
He's definitely
Who would win in a
Been-
fight, Hulk or Thing?
the Hulk.
Hulk.
The Hulk would
Hulk
definitely.
usually
Rip-
wins, but I
he'd rip,
think he
he'd rip
could,
Thing apart.
He would like literally crush him. like he would like
but they're
pull
kind of
off-
a match.
he
aren't
pull off
they?
his arms.
Like a little bit.
Like he could like don't get me wrong, like Thing's strong, but he's
I
not,
was,
he's not
but-
he's not Hulk strong. So
I went outside in the cold. Now I'm back inside. So give me a minute to catch back up.
So
yes.
what would you compare the Thing to as in the current Avengers strength wise?
strength wise,
Like
yeah, I
Spider-Man?
would say. So I would say the Thing is definitely
Inconsequential.
he would be their
You
version
think
of
Spider-Man
the
stronger than
Hulk.
that Thing?
Like he would be like Fantastic Four specifically. He's their Hulk.
Yes.
He's the strong guy.
Yeah.
He's the muscle. He's the big guy. He's the
Yes.
You know what I
Spider-Man
mean?
is stronger than the Thing.
oh yeah. Spider-Man stopping Thing with like one hand. Oh yeah.
I mean, like a full punch Spider-Man.
full
like,
punch, you just
stop,
like,
you
yeah.
kind of like you
He's
saw
like,
what he
whoa,
did
whoa,
to the dark, not the Dark Knights, the Thanos' children. He
Yeah.
literally just stopped the punch of the big dude before he almost crushed and annihilated Iron Man. Iron Man had no recourse. He's sitting there like, I am screwed. And, hey, how's it going, Tony? Like, he just stops him dead. Yeah, the Thing is not stronger than that dude.
Yeah. No.
All right.
But
as
the
far
thing
as
is,
the
don't get me
Hulk-
wrong, but he is strong.
The Hulk, in some iterations, is almost infinite power. Though.
Like
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
When he
the
goes
hammer is-
atomic or like Hulk's like Planet Smasher,
Yeah, he definitely is.
or then if you look at Thaddeus, he could literally blow up a planet if he gets too angry.
Yeah.
That eats
I'm a
Galactus.
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 And Silver Surfer, which we'll probably get the retelling story of that
Oh
story.
god, like
With Fantastic Four, we have to. We're gonna
no,
get
but that's what
Galactus
we're
again.
not gonna get. I don't think we're gonna get all these origin retelling. Like I think the Silver Surfer is just gonna show up as a known. This is who he is. boom, I'm now here.
No,
And if
I'm hoping
he's
for a movie because I'm hoping for a movie.
if we get him though, I don't think
I hope.
there's no
Yeah,
signs
because-
that we're if we get Galactus, I guarantee it's going to be an interaction with Gore.
That would make sense. That I could see that being a thing for sure.
There's
But I
people
definitely-
there's someone that eats planets in DC too, I'm sure. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but find out.
Well, I don't again, if we see Galactus, I honestly don't think it's gonna have anything to do with Fantastic Four. I think we're gonna see Galactus in relation to Gore the God Butcher. Because Galactus is the last being left over, a fusion of the last being from the last universe, and the entity that destroyed it fused into one thing. And to quench the thirst of that destruction, he must eat planets. But he's also kind of like the recycling bin of the universe. Because most of the planets he eats are just done, anyways.
I'm very
So,
disappointed.
Well, the comics just explore
in
Galactus's origin.
right now.
I
True.
don't think I've ever seen Galactus's origin ever actually explained in the movies.
if he
Just that he's an unquenchable force.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's got to because Silver Surfer is the herald
right,
of
I
the
wouldn't mind
like.
seeing an orange in that.
but if doesn't he just show up and
Empirix
say,
is the DC's equivalent to Galactus.
okay, doesn't he just show up and say, "Hey, Galactus is on his way. You better get out, or else."
They kind of covered
Yeah, but he's-
origin, I
Yeah,
guess, in
it's
Silver
not-
Surfer the
That's
cartoon.
what it was.
Remember?
Yeah, exactly like Galactus, but
Yeah.
weird and orange and blue and red instead of purple and blue.
Yes.
But if
Does he
Galactus,
poop dark matter? I mean,
I would say
that's
probably.
a legitimate question.
I'd say probably yeah.
he's not nibbler.
If
Like, if you
You
think
eat-
about
no,
it,
no,
he's
but-
eating planets. He's eating that much. I feel like
Yeah, like what would he
when
poop?
it comes through,
Well, I guess he would just poop Earth. Like, I mean, the
Yeah,
byproduct,
well-
like
How does his digestive system work? We don't know at all.
yo, we
It's
should
not
actually
necessarily
we
like
should investigate
ours.
that.
well, I mean, okay, so he is
Yeah.
based on a humanoid and a
But you could just have a
cosmic
character
force.
in there. Like,
So I mean,
if he's a robot, or
no, he's
if
a
he's designed,
he's a human combined with a cosmic force,
which human?
a being that survived the last universe. He's the only thing left from the last universe.
Well, I want to know the story of that human.
Yeah,
It's
I
in
want
the
to know the
comics.
orange.
The human that survived the last universe.
yeah, there's a comic about it.
What's his name?
I can't remember right now. Galactus's name in the last universe.
Well, I'll look that up. And don't tell me anymore because you already spoiled Symbiote.
I mean,
Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, it's what we're here to talk about. Symbiote Spider-Man. Like we have to. We're
You
sorry.
don't have to do anything.
No, we're talking about that.
Sorry, Zach.
Oh no, I was just teasing.
Spoilers for a property that came out in 1994.
But I asked you not to, and then you just did.
Yeah, it's literally in the title. Is what we're talking about. It's on. We're here to talk about that. Yeah, we said
I
that.
was gonna say something. I totally forgot. Big surprise.
What was it? Were you going to say?
I'm sure. I was
Is this what
wrong.
you're going to say?
What did you say?
The
Galactus
Grinch was
what?
right, yeah.
Galactus what?
Oh, dark matter. Yeah, there's no reason to think his digestive system would turn it into
They use phase shift keying to reconstruct
or
the matter.
antimatter is what Nibbler shits.
He shits pure.
I thought it was antimatter because
Dark.
that's their drool. I mean, their fuel.
Yeah, isn't it dark matter?
Dark matter is just stuff we know is there, but we can't see. We don't know what it is yet.
Well, I know that that's the scientific, but I mean, this was a cartoon in the late 90s and early
I'm sure.
2000s.
Yeah, but Futurama did
with
it right.
people with math
Yeah.
degrees and shit.
So it would have been antimatter. I'm sure. Which I'm not sure they ever explained how it could just touch other stuff because it should annihilate it immediately.
I'm
And cause
sure
a massive explosion.
it was an antimatter proof calendar they were using. Because mom would just have a product for that.
I think it felt. Yeah, you're right.
Galactus just opens up his mouth and swallows up the planet.
Does he? Is he that
Yeah.
big?
Yeah.
Is he
Well,
actually?
no. The
He
planet.
absorbs it. Through
Think
his
of it
hands.
like a small.
So he grabs it. He grabs it and absorbs
like a
it through his
vacuum
hands.
or
He,
something.
he absorbs it through his hands.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
absorbs
Well,
the
in some
so he
comics,
absorbs the energy through his
some
hands.
comics he
and
absorbs
then,
it through his mouth.
Basically. Well, I guess.
In some comics, he's a vacuum.
And he picks planets by like they're near the end of their civilization.
Yeah. So
Well-
Pacific picks.
Well, that's what
up,
that's what he has a surfer for, right? Surfer to go.
So he's on his way here
Yeah.
What?
to Earth
Yeah.
Right. Well,
right
at
now.
any given time in
Right
the comics,
now.
yes. In our reality, are you talking about our continuity?
Well,
It's like,
it'd
it's
be soon.
2022 there almost. Yeah, it's time.
Galactus could be. I mean, we were told implicitly that there was UFOs on the planet, and no one cared. So
Yeah, but look at-
Galactus could just show
people-
up right
people-
now.
People literally broke.
Oh,
What kind of
they-
food are you
they
thinking
blew
about?
past
What
that,
kind
eh?
of food are you thinking
It's like,
about?
oh yeah, so the things that people were saying
Yo,
that
taco
UFOs,
right now.
yeah, they're UFOs. But yeah,
What
today's
kind of
gonna be
food are
sunny.
you thinking about?
It's like what? So you just admitted to UFOs like nothing happened.
What kind of food are you thinking about? Viewers want to know.
Oh, what kind
What
of
do you
food
think?
am I thinking about?
Yeah.
For UFOs.
I want to tell you guys both something cool.
That's a
here.
tough one. I'm thinking about a lot of food. If we're speaking
Channel
specifically
program.
food right now,
Yeah. UFOs.
I would say probably McDonald's chicken nuggets. They're really good.
What kind of food do you think about right now?
McDonald's chicken nuggets.
That sounds good.
Mm.
Burger King apple pie.
Would you like an apple
Good.
pie?
Ding, those are done. Crack. No, my wife made a bunch of Christmas crack, and I made some M&M milk chocolate crack, and I want so much more of it, but it's all gone. So depressing. But yeah, that's what kind of food I'm. It was a question, and now we have another. Yes, that is the correct consortium of answers. And what would you?
Burger King,
What kind of food are you thinking about?
crack, chicken.
You're right near
Ooh, tacos.
DQ.
Tacos is a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, he wants Yo Taco, but it's closed.
We
I
could
want
just
to
walk
say,
to
it's all
DQ. They're
closed
open
every day.
midnight.
Well, we didn't actually want the food. He just
Actually?
it was just
Yeah, I haven't
on
been
there.
to Yo Tacos since like literally like last
It's my favorite place.
like
And
last summer.
Before
Like,
the boys walk, it's what the boys
The
swing.
new Italian place by my house is my new favorite.
I wouldn't mind going to the Italian bakery right now, but it
Ooh,
closes
popcorn.
at 6.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
They're open till midnight.
Popcorn. Good answer.
Hi, Jake, man.
We're not actually going for food. Right?
Okay, let's literally 12.
No, we're done.
So it's close.
I actually haven't eaten today, but I'm still fine.
That's
really weird.
that's insane for me. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, we just woke up.
I mean, I haven't really slept today. Yeah, so I think both of these episodes are great
yes.
starting
Sure.
points.
All
What
right.
what arcs are we doing next?
All right. So, we're done with it.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So
Well, that was a
getting
three-part
back
episode,
to
so,
getting back to Spider-Man, the episode, the alien costume. Basically, the fact that his symbiote could change into clothing, which is interesting. That was pretty cool.
yeah,
You could just
full
literally
appearance.
any
Yeah,
type,
an
any
appearance.
kind of coat. He put on a suit. He had a whole police outfit. He had a whole.
Yeah.
That was
So,
interesting.
Because when the suit came off, when the symbiote came off, and he was in boxers, so that just answers any questions about sexual interaction, right?
No,
Or did it creep in around the boxers?
Creeping
Come on,
around.
why?
It keeps
Who would
around.
even think of that?
I think it keeps it around.
I mean, because the idea is that he wasn't wearing any other clothes underneath there, so everything else is just touching. Meaning,
It keeps it around.
right? Like that's a pretty tight suit. I feel like
I would hope that he would just make a very protective cuff and harden it. It'd actually probably be very comfortable.
Yeah.
that in itself sounds slightly perverse.
Also,
Because another
I don't
sentient
even want to think
being
about it. You're
is
right.
cupping and holding.
But if they're already in your brain, you probably don't even feel the separation.
Don't you want to get it on with an alien?
I am
also-
disappointed that Zach instantly just negated all of the alien sex talk.
Also-
Does Spider-Man's web come from
Go
a
for it.
mutation or
Go
the finite resources he carries around in the suit? finite resources in most iterations.
But
When
yes,
he is mutated in this series later, it's out of him.
yes.
So he's just being
Um,
quizzed.
Well, it depends on which it depends on which Spider-Man. It
And
right? Different Spider-Man, so it comes out of different places.
Spider-Man 2, but I mean in reality, the third ranking Spider-Man on my list of live action was mutated in a way in such he shot viscous material from his wrists naturally.
I always like that, like the natural explanation.
Yeah, the natural one. That's always been like my first Spider-Man for me.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Like
just
for
not-
me, it's
yeah,
always been like,
I go with
think
tech.
of him as the one. That
I never
comes
liked
out
the
of-
idea of tech.
Tech
Yeah, the tech
Spider-Man.
one. The tech one just like. So
Lame.
without
Do you
wait,
want Spider-Man to naturally
yes.
ejaculate his web from his wrist, or would you
Yes.
prefer him to make his own webbing and make his cartridges and make his web shooters?
And he should be able to poison someone somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe through his
Um,
teeth. Maybe he grows a stinger.
Well,
this cartoon covers that.
Well, one version of him does have a stinger.
That's awesome.
Right? Where
No, I didn't know.
He has venom.
Yeah.
Like actual
Yeah,
venom.
There's a one. There's a one. It's like
Right.
you should. You don't know about the Spider-Man that has the stinger?
Where is it? Has he got like a
He's
tail?
one of the. He's one of the Spider-Man from Madam Web's thing. When it goes through the portals, and he's jumping and they're meeting all the different Spider-Man. Remember, there's one.
The original Spider-Verse.
There's a Playboy Spider-Man in the silver and black suit, and he
Oh,
flies
he's going
around.
through
He's basically the
transformation?
Tony Stark version of.
Technically, I guess.
He's basically Tony Stark's. And then they have the futuristic one.
Drew would
2099,
100% agree
they
with
do,
Spider-Man being number one.
They do a couple other ones as well.
I do remember that.
But
one.
there is one of them that has like he basically has
Spiders.
basically
poop out
Scarlet
their web.
Spider. Scarlet Spider has
That's
a
where
thing where
Peter Parker
his-
would have it.
so,
And in this episode, we see that.
so Scarlet Spider has a thing where it comes out of his wrist. He has stingers that come out of his wrist that I believe are poisonous.
He swings
I believe.
by
But yes,
farting out loud.
who-
Yes,
ends up
there
being-
is a scene in this episode that in the Venom suit, Venom shoots a web out of his back.
out of his back, yes, on the almost
His
almost
bottom,
butt.
his
Almost
bottom
butt.
rear
Basically
rear
his butt.
back,
His butt,
and
then, like,
shoots
yanks him.
it to pull him away from something.
and yanks him away from
And
Sonic.
it
Sonic
is
sound
very
giving off.
much a joke towards the fact that spiders, the webbing actually comes out of their
Yeah.
yes.
And he would poison through his teeth, or he would grow little.
And again, that spider is also in
Yes,
this series
there
when
is.
he mutates
When he
into the
mutates to the
six-arm,
six-arm
the,
full
I do
Spider-Man.
remember
the
that.
doppelganger
That
series.
Spider-Man is
That
also
sounds cool.
That's also
Yeah,
version of
that's
Spider-Man as well.
season 3. Season 2.
Because at first it's him.
I guess,
doppelgangers?
yeah.
Then he grows out 2 arms. Then he grows out
Yeah, he goes
full
through a
the other
mutation.
2
That's why.
arms.
That's
And
why
when
they
he goes
did the
full
crossover
mutation.
episode.
He gets the 6. He gets the 6 eyes. 8 eyes.
Right?
Yeah, he
Six
goes full
He gets
spider.
6
That's
eyes.
cool.
He gets
That's
the.
one of his crossover episodes. But
But yes.
most of that
Like I
episode,
said,
he's
I'm
doing
totally
with
That's why I
Don
wanted to
Connors.
do the crossover with
Zach,
X-Men and
you gotta watch. I
Spider-Man.
just said it's a cartoon.
Oh yeah,
You
it's in the
gotta
middle
watch
of that
it.
whole thing, which is
Wait,
the
which
whole not of
cartoon
one
is
series.
that?
Yeah, we
Spider-Man.
can't do that yet.
1996 Spider-Man.
Well, I did watch it back in the day.
Yeah, but all that's
okay,
in
if we
there.
ever
All
do
it's
that
in there.
arc,
All it's in there.
Zach
not-
would have to agree to watch it. We'd only do that one with him, and it'd be 16 episodes because it is the biggest and best arc that Spider-Man probably does.
Yeah,
Which one,
I think
though?
he'd be.
Madam-
I think he'd have
yeah,
a-
Madam-
But it's
Madam
16
Web
episodes.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it is.
It's the entire 3rd season.
But it's good.
So if we ever do it, that'll be when Zach finally agrees to watch some of the
3rd
cartoons
season.
with us.
I've only got 20 shows ahead of that, but I'll get on it. After I stop watching, are you goat or
Also,
are you fish?
I want to bring attention to the fact that like throughout the episode, basically everyone's like once the symbiote's on Spider-Man on Peter, how like he starts standing up for himself and everyone's just like, oh, what's gotten into you? And
Yeah,
it's
like
a whole, I'm like, he's literally standing up and not being treated like a piece of shit.
Yeah, like
And
how
everyone's
are
like,
you?
how dare you stand up for yourself?
Flash acts like this
Like,
every day.
I'm like, what?
And the one time
Right? The
Peter's
one
like,
time he
"Hey,
stands
you're a
up.
dick. I'm not dealing with this." She's like,
She's like-
"Oh, Flash, take me away from this."
Yeah,
insanity."
she's like, Peter, what's going on? Whatever it is, I don't like it.
'Cause
And
they're
like
used
walks
to-
off. It's like,
Dunking on him, and he stood up.
right? So it's like,
They're like, what the hell? I'm used to shit
I'm
on
like-
this guy.
Wait, bitch, how about you stop flirting with me every day in front of your boyfriend,
right?
or get away from him and get on this? And
yeah.
and she- like in reality, like in the cartoon,
So true.
Gwen Stacy's just kind of a bitch. I said it.
Felicia Hardy,
Oh, Felicia Hardy, sorry, my bad.
aka Black Cat.
Yeah.
But even then, she's still kind of she does really, really
Absolutely.
flirtatious, really like
Felicia
cat
Hardy.
and mouse
Yeah.
thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, That was
Well, I don't know if
interesting.
they'll
She
say the
sucks.
same name.
But like I
it'll
said,
be her
the aggressive
character.
Spider-Man, in my opinion,
But she doesn't have powers yet, and her powers come from her dad being a super soldier. So I mean,
Yeah,
she'd
and
have
she
her
gets
powers
injured.
already.
I guess.
Hey, has there ever been evil Spider-Man, or is that?
Oh,
the
oh
same?
yes.
In the
Oh,
movie, they're doing a different route.
Well,
Again,
Venom,
she gets
when
like
he
a
has
serum
the
or
Venom,
something,
the
right?
symbiote suit on, he kind of turns evil and almost kills somebody.
Where's my phone?
yes.
When he's the doppelganger, I think he actually kills somebody as the full-on mutant. Because like he mutates to have like he has hairy spider arms and he has a bunch of eyes and he goes kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What else? There's no evil, really an evil Spider-Man in the Web of Destiny.
He's
not evil. Well, there's the future one.
No, there's definitely.
And that's the one they're going to handle in the new Spider-Verse.
There definitely is an evil Spider-Man, like 100% a full-on evil Spider-Man.
I think they'll end it with the verse.
wasn't that
That's
a
what we're getting with the verse. Spider-Verse. Part
So-
one
But
and
yes,
two.
no, there definitely is one.
I'll look it up.
But yes, no, there definitely is 100% a Spider-Man who literally manipulates Spider-Man into like.
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Blah, blah. But okay, sorry, I'm sorry. But yes, definitely there is one that ends up being.
Cool. I'll look
Yes,
it up.
but yes, look at that. Also, I want to mention Prometheus X because they don't really talk about it in anything other than the cartoon. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, I
Prometheus-
don't remember that
Prometheus
compound. I don't
This
remember.
is,
Yeah, it's a
it's
compound
It's supposed to be
that
plutonium,
Venom was around.
but
basically.
it's perfectly safe until you heat it.
It's
But
basi-
its half-life, it's like a day and a
yeah,
half.
it's like a day or something like
so like
that.
they bring it down from space, they analyze it. Spider-Man, someone steals it. Spider-Man has it for like 4 hours,
Mhm.
gives it back, and it's dead. It
It
had like
turns to lead.
a 72-hour fucking half-life.
Yeah, it turns to like lead. or
You just
whatever.
reminded me thinking about random number generators, and it's not just radiation and decay. It's you can do pulsars and stars. Emissions from them are truly random too. Just back to your question of how do you start
Or
a truly random number?
Their
generator.
version of Morse code that we don't understand.
Mm.
We just don't have the codex on this side. What if that's the advanced version of fiber optic signals?
It's just there's no detectable pattern of any sort that we can find, and unless they wanted to encrypt their
Because
messages,
they're
they
not-
would.
We're not advanced enough, maybe.
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah, that's.
Well, yeah.
I feel like that's what it comes down
But
to.
then
Like, we can't.
it would probably be some sort of thing we can't even detect.
It-
So we're
it-
not
yeah.
even looking for it.
the hubris of man again. You can't figure out the encryption, so can't be real.
Oh no, it's not that there's not encryption. It's just why would they? If they could communicate in a way that leaves no pattern, they probably wouldn't even need to use radio waves. Or
Well, okay, but now we're talking about the perception of time. To add the perception of time to your idea, to this idea.
that gets looked for too, in terms of.
But we can't
patterns and
record
stuff.
far enough of the pattern
Oh,
of the
but,
signal
okay,
to say.
so are they trying to communicate with us or not? If it's that hard to see, then they're not.
Oh no! I'm not saying they're trying to communicate with us. I'm literally saying, what if we're just witnessing fiber optic signal, but we're not around long enough to get the patterns yet?
Yeah, but that then it would be a civilization so different we probably couldn't comprehend.
Oh, exactly. Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
It'd be, you say randomness, and I'm eventually all randomness comes to order.
Oh, but you can detect if there's any sort of deviation from true randomness, and it's just there's no detection of it. So then you can't convey information, and so I have to get to the very bottom of it, but I'm sure that there's some mathematical reason.
I'm literally just like, you're getting really, and sometimes we get a little
Oh, 'cause
serious.
I
with
think
the-
about
the
this stuff
physics
too.
talk.
Also, Spider-Man tripping out. Like, seeing Venom. Spider-Man tripping out when he sees Venom.
It's the most memorable part of the whole series because they had it in the
It's like
opening the
tripping.
whole time.
Yeah,
That flash of Venom
that was
is
pretty cool.
the thing I
When he's, like,
remember about the show
when he
the
was,
most.
When he was fighting, he ends up getting into a dream, but in the process of having the dream, that's when the suit's going on him and taking over. Symbiote's basically trying to take over.
Oh, that trip
that
out.
one is pretty cool.
I thought you meant the lightning flash. Sorry.
That one was what Lightning Flash is.
When he's like, "The suit's changing me," and the lightning flashes, and You
Well,
see it in the window.
that's part of. Well, that's part of it too, right? The whole transition of like, oh,
Well, that's when he realizes I'm evil.
Yeah, this
it's
is like
evil.
when he's taking over, right? So like, I think it was really cool when he had like that dream and he was battling. It was literally Spider-Man, like his suit, a giant version of his suit facing like the Black Glob, and then the Black Glob wins and it eats him, and then that's when he wakes up outside. He's in his suit,
just hanging
upside down. He's in his new symbiote suit,
just waiting to kiss. Oh
Right.
shit, what's her name? I fucked the joke up already. Who's the chick that plays the Mary Jane in the Tobey Maguire one?
Kristen Dunst.
That's it.
I'm really glad they didn't bring her back. I know that sounds bad. Sorry, spoiler. If you thought she was in the movie, she's not. But yes,
Wait, there's a Snyder cut of her being.
Well, as of what we know,
I just I need that.
As of what we know
every
right now.
director's
Absolutely.
recut is now just a Snyder cut to Ryan.
Also,
so like to him, the second version of Sonic with the re-edited Sonic, that's the Snyder cut of Sonic.
that makes sense.
Symbiote or symbiote? I like symbiote.
Symbiote, right? Symbiote.
There's probably a
Also,
pronunciation.
hip sticking.
Symbiote.
The symbiote doesn't mess me up. Symbiote, because symbiote. Yes, sorry, symbiote. When he sticks it, Spider-Man sticks the symbiote back onto the ship that's going back into outer space. I thought that was interesting. Just some webs, just webs into the rocket because that makes sense. And apparently, it just gets. I don't know. That part was weird to me, but okay.
Yeah, the wrap up.
So like, that was like
convenient.
Yeah, it was super weird.
Yeah.
But again, they are like for the times that they have to kind of like they're interpreting a pretty in-depth piece into what's supposed to be somewhat interpretable by kids. So yeah, but yeah, he just web shoots him to the side of a spaceship and sends him to space.
Sends him back to space, which I technically, if you want to carry out to the other Spider-Man, which that goes into Ultimate Spider-Man, and goes into Ultimate Spider-Man, and actually. They come back down. But when they come back down, this apparently Carnage comes down with them, and that's a whole thing.
Ultimate Spider-Man surgery.
The other Spider-Man, no, not that one. There's another one.
Oh.
Sorry, Spider-Man Unlimited. My bad.
Sorry.
That's totally different Spider-Man. That's
He's
the one.
talking about
That's a Spider-Man where he has literally like a watch. It's like
Look at
nanotech, and his shoes like nano. Nanotech.
Hawkeye.
But yes, that cartoon where Venom and Carnage are like.
I miss Hawkeye.
They're like a bad duo, but like a goofy duo, and he beats them.
Nova's coming for Spider-Man.
I don't know about that. He's not going to face Spider-Man. Let's be real.
Who?
Nova? He's not going to face him.
He'll probably be like in college or something with Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's probably going to come and interact with him, but like he's not to face him. No.
He's gonna have his own
Nova?
movie.
Nova's
coming.
He never.
Yeah,
they never.
why would he go to Spider-Man?
They never fight.
Like Nova, the remaining soldier from
the Nova Corps.
Yeah, from the Nova.
Yeah. Well, he's human. Well, he's Earth's Nova, like top Nova, whatever. Like he's like the chosen, whatever.
Well, he's like the same story as Star-Lord, just
Pretty
goes
much.
to Nova.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much.
Apparently,
like
there's a lot of child robbing on Terran.
Oh yeah.
But
Also,
why would Nova go to Spider-Man?
Also,
though?
Symbiote
He's a mainline
Spider-Man,
MCU.
favorite
dude.
Spider-Man, putting it out there.
The kid
And that's-
cartoon,
yeah,
they
so
were-
that's all I
Oh.
know.
Remember they were teamed up?
Favorite Spider-Man.
No,
is Symbiote
No,
Spider-Man,
okay,
so
okay, yeah.
definitely my
You're
favorite,
right. There's a
favorite
bunch
arc.
of little weird things like that. Yeah.
My favorite arc in the show.
I think
Definitely.
it's
by far.
Luke Cage.
Is that Nova?
What is it? White Tiger, Luke Cage,
Wait,
Nova, and Spider-Man on the show.
Yeah.
I don't
Something
In the
like
remember.
cartoon and this cartoon.
Spider-Man Unlimited.
And then
Carl- no,
Ultimate Spider-Man. Yes, Ultimate
Ultimate
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
In this cartoon, yeah. So it's Spider-Man. Then he leads a team of Agent Venom, White Tiger.
They answered that in the movie by saying,
Oh,
no, he's one of the red ones."
And
I mean,
one more other one I forget.
Yes, Carnage is more powerful than Venom.
'Cause
In
he's
the
one of red
movie,
ones.
apparently not. And he can just eat him and not even get indigestion, apparently. No, Carnage. I think Carnage usually causes Venom to team up with Spider-Man And
Oh yeah.
like,
And they get anti venom.
and the problem,
Anti venom's just that's a whole thing.
and I think one of the biggest problems with the Carnage.
What's anti-venom?
Anti venom? He literally absorbs like spider energy. Like,
No, but where'd it come from? What is it?
So it's basically Peter's DNA mixed with basically the mix of part of Carnage and Venom, and it's basically
The three of them.
yeah, basically is the three of
Comes
them,
to life.
and basically he has like healing properties. So like
But who created him? How did he form?
he formed with
After Peter had to use both symbiotes to kill something else.
yeah, they took then his DNA ended up mixing with it, and it turned into a whole
And it
thing,
grew into it.
and then it latched on to.
I got it. There's some
That's a whole
weird Venom, Carnage,
Yeah, like
Toxin,
it's a
anti-venom.
whole thing. It's a
Oh,
whole
what's
thing.
toxin?
Toxin
Okay, so
is another symbiote. There's a lot of symbiotes.
Spoiler
A lot of
for
symbiotes.
Carnage versus Venom. or
No,
Carnage
you know what?
versus Venom.
Just stop right here. I'm curious.
But
enough
you
to
see
look at it.
Toxin. That's the last part of the movie is Toxin. When you see the cop's eyes,
The cops,
change
the
color.
cops, yeah, the cop.
Well, that's who that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, wait, he's definitely dead, and then it's like, oh, he's
But
dead.
so the storyline we all thought we were getting in Venom versus Carnage was the Carnage where he gives like homeless people little pieces of him and he creates his own virus.
he goes to then he starts
So he
taking over
becomes
the
a
whole
hive
city.
mind.
Yeah, he
That's
comes
awesome.
over the whole city.
Way
Oh,
better storyline than
He ends up
90 minutes
and
of
he ends up taking over like superheroes too. So he took over.
This
Iron
is
Man.
awesome.
Yeah.
He
Why
takes
don't
over.
they make
He
movies
takes
with
over
this?
Iron Man. He takes over
Well, I
the
mean,
Hulk. He takes over
we thought
all
they
of them.
were, but I think because
Which one?
Sony's
Yeah.
like, hey, we're kind of planning this universe, we're doing this. They took a step back on Carnage. We're like, why would you even bring Carnage? Because they teased him when they didn't know they were getting a universe.
Yeah.
So they couldn't really stop, which they could have. They could have just left him in jail. They could have teased him again at the next one. They could have had that be.
They could have had like a little.
The interview
buffer.
is how they could have ended it again and actually let him bite him. I don't know. A million
I'm
other ways.
still waiting for Paul Giamatti.
Mm-mm. Yeah, the Rhino, huh?
I'm still
that
pissed
went-
off
that-
about it. Yeah.
But well, I guess they kind of tied it up, right? They're like, yeah. So I fought a Rhino guy,
no, but
and
that,
that
was
was kind of
so...
and that was a little kind of like a little. It was
They
kind of
put
just a
in
quick.
18 million villains no one cares about, and then they show the cool one at the end. And
No, I'm not gonna lie.
follows.
Rhino would have been interesting because he's like a contender for like a big, strong. You know what I mean? Like
That suit was
a
cool.
bulldoze.
boring henchman.
I like
You
him.
like the
I like
sea
him
level
better.
bad guy.
No,
I thought when
See?
Paul Giamatti showed up,
No,
it
I would
looked really
say-
badass.
The only time he's ever even a
You know what it
level
is?
bad guy is when he's combined with other people.
yeah, but like,
And look how easily Spider-Man put him down both times this time.
well, it
And
depends
that's
on-
where he introduced him. Like he just
Wait,
drops
but
him each time.
it also depends on which one you're talking about. Because there is a smart Rhino.
I mean, well, we're
So the smart Rhino is all right. He's all right.
So-
He's smart. So he's smart and super strong and doesn't do dumb stuff.
That's
like,
what Paul Giamatti looked like if he built that thing. He would have had.
well, and then
pretty
there's
smart.
Mech Rhino, which I'm like,
Mech, yeah.
I'm not done with Mech Rhino.
which was Mech Rhino.
I don't like
Mech Rhino was definitely Paul Giamatti. I like the whole suit thing.
Although
the
What
fact
about-
that he
what about
gets put in a
Scorpion?
suit, then he gets radiation, and then like he
It
gets
fuses to him.
and then,
Ring
yeah,
and
and he gets the
Scorpion,
thing.
they
Yeah,
have to
the same thing with
Sinister
same thing happened with
Like,
Scorpion. Too,
I
right?
really don't think they're doing this in Sinister Six, but again, we can't talk about that without wrecking.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
No. I much
Spider-Man,
prefer the
Spider-Man.
'90s cartoon.
Spins a web.
Radio active Spider-Man.
Here
Yeah,
comes
this one
Spider-Man.
is
So
then Aerosmith.
Cool Beans brings up two shows where I
Ooh.
think he's just pointing out the two television shows that weren't based on previous things. They were just made to sell toys. They were released as 22.5-minute cartoon or commercials for children.
Hey kid, I'm a computer.
And like honestly, looking back, He-Man wasn't a horrible show, but I mean it was very, very pointed to here's how to be good, kids, and so is G.I. Joe. So they just turned into
Power.
they just turned into like 20
I
minutes.
had the He-Man and the Tiger.
I had a lot of
yeah.
toys.
Oh
I had a lot of
Yeah.
He-Man toys.
Yeah,
And G.I. Joes.
for sure.
Yeah, they all got wrecked.
I had the Sky Striker.
But
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it.
Skeletor.
But yeah, that's the commercialism at their
National
best. So yay!
My brother had Snake Mountain.
So I don't. I look back and I don't really think I reappreciate He-Man and G.I. Joe because they were just blatant sales gimmicks.
Yeah, they
were really fun.
They weren't my well, it was before me, so technically that's kind of why.
And like I collected the
Oh, yeah.
toy without ever really caring about the show for most of my life.
Oh, they were entwined, but
I watched the cartoon a couple times, but it wasn't.
Transformers was the best.
Transformers is good. Transformers.
The toys.
Robots and oh yeah.
I don't know. My Saturday morning was Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles.
Ghostbusters,
Yeah,
Oh,
Ninja
both those
Turtles,
too, yeah.
No, Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles is actually IP. Before
Teenage
that.
Mutant Ninja
There is comic books.
Yeah, yeah.
in the past.
And it's not kid
That's the one I
friendly.
like though. That's
No,
that's
no.
Being a ninja team. Yeah, that was that one. I like that one. I like that.
Yeah, no, the original work is not child.
I made a point. I own all 4 ninja weapons. Like I've accumulated them slowly over my life.
You have all.
Like I have a real parasite.
sword, a
I have a
stick.
nunchuck. I have a sword. Yeah.
But is it like Ninja Turtle based, or is it just randoms?
They were things I specifically acquired over my life because I'm like, they're such part of my childhood. I want to own these cool weapons. I want to have a real version of each of them.
That makes sense. That's really cool.
Because I used to play with them as a kid and try and get good.
Did you like Sonic as a cartoon?
Sonic was good. I like Sonic.
I played the game.
I liked it.
The cartoon came out. Like I'm sure I saw it.
It was in the 90s.
Well,
It's
yeah, no,
Sonic,
we gotta
it's
pick what
Sonic.
part of '90s we're talking
It's
about,
Sonic.
right?
They had
For-
Sonic Underground.
yeah, like all that stuff is the late '90s, and by then I'm not watching Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so I would say Sonic Underground was like late 90s.
So I know I didn't really watch the cartoon. Like I'm sure I saw episodes, but it wasn't relevant for my specific time frame.
Fair enough.
Saturday mornings, I probably still
Power
were
Rangers.
sleeping off a pretty good hang.
That was after my
Big Bad Beetleborgs. I know.
Okay, I actually watched.
Even
almost-
though I have a song about them, one of them. But
I actually have seen all of the first 2 seasons or 3, like the original cast of Power Rangers,
Oh yeah.
only because I'd go home and again, this is an after school. Like what I watched after school in high school was Saved by the Bell, and at the same time was
Screech is
right
dead.
before it
Big Bad Beetleborgs
would be Power Rangers on right before Saved by the Bell. So you kind of just got to
You know,
choose for.
Screech is dead.
That makes
Right?
sense. That makes sense.
He died?
A couple years ago.
Who did?
Screech.
No.
Have you ever watched a show called Your Pretty
Oh,
Face
yeah.
is Going to
Dance with
Hell?
Diamond.
Or have you ever watched a television show called Your Pretty Face Belongs in Hell?
No, but I know a lot about him, and yeah, he hasn't had a good life. If that's what you're referencing.
No,
Oh,
he does a 2-part episode in it, and it's fucking brilliant.
Oh, okay.
And what?
He had drug problems.
A show. Oh yeah. His
Correct,
porn,
like
his
knife.
porn, his leaked porn. His sex tape,
Screech.
Screech,
Screech has a sex tape. I haven't seen it.
and a drug problem, and he's crazy.
I think he's almost stabbed one or did stab someone.
But he did. Yeah. So there's a show called Your Pretty Face Belongs in Hell, and it's a really weird show. Like I love it, but you know what? You like Eric Andre. This is often put in the same scope of absurdity. It's a sitcom. It's a office place sitcom that takes place in hell.
Really?
Hell is treated more
Is
like
this a cartoon?
no live action.
That's all you need to tell me. Then I've never even heard of this.
Hell is treated like AT&T.
Okay, just stop right there. Your pretty face is going to hell.
And then in the last season, Dustin
Stop
Diamond.
telling me about the
No,
last
no.
thing. You're just jumping.
I'm just telling you that Dustin Diamond does a couple episodes.
Oh, okay.
Like that doesn't tell you anything, but it's really, really good. Like the show's awesome.
It's a great premise.
Do you like the hand?
I've been wondering about it, but yeah, it's a
It's
little
a-
washed out on the screen.
Very true. But it's which that will also be. You have to go around the light to show that. Oh, let me see. I just want to show you as well. Zach, feel that.
Pretty cool.
Did you print this?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's nice. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
it's
it a
almost
lot.
like a sticker, but it's so finely.
Just layer after layer
Yeah.
after layer.
How many layers?
An overprint of 2 done 4 times on the black ink and a single print on the red. I might change that design and send it to you. I've got an idea for that for a logo for you.
Cool.
There you go. So that is printed directly to that plastic, and it is, well, you can feel it. It's textured printed.
Here. Ooh. I can feel.
Yeah, so overall, I'm going to say that those episodes are just killer.
Yes, honestly, like I said, they're definitely my favorite out of the Spider, and that's my favorite Spider-Man out of all the stuff. But definitely, 100%, I would say those are my favorite 3 episodes. That combined with Madam Web, because it's a very long arc, a lot of cool. You see a lot of cool different variations of Spider-Man. You know what I mean? So I'm down for it. I know. I know you really.
Madam Web?
I know you really want.
Like, I mean, we could.
It would be
so.
it'd be cool.
It's 16 episodes though.
It's cool, but yeah, it is.
16 episodes long, and
Unless we break it up.
It's a full. We could do 2 and 2.
Just break it up.
All right, so we're gonna. We're going to attempt the first half of season 3 of Spider-Man the Animated Series between now and next Wednesday. Drew is going to be our moderator of that conversation again because he did an awesome job on notes. And I just had a couple points I wanted to make. He did a great job of guiding the conversation, so he will do that again next Wednesday. And hopefully everyone will show up at 10 and not leave me alone for the first half hour.
Yes. That's the plan.
I felt like I just repeated myself a lot and kept playing videos. And I'm just like, crap, I don't want to talk about the episodes because if I just get left alone to talk, I'll just end up scene for scene breaking them apart and talking about everything. And then...
So Barry stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Barry stuff.
Because I watched... Okay, so I've watched these... Like, I watched both of these runs before suggesting them.
Sure.
Twice.
So sad.
And then watched them 3 more times.
Are you excited for more reviews?
No. It's gonna be garbage.
I'm
kidding. It's gonna be decent. Come on now. They've been making.
I
they've been doing pretty
again,
good movies.
it's so
They've
hard.
been doing pretty good movies.
You know, I'm just gonna put it right across the screen. We've been on for a
You
long
excited?
time with a look.
For a new vampire?
Is it? So
We're gonna do spoilers now.
We are.
sort of, because he asked if I'm excited about Morbius, and it's kind of impossible to talk about that without talking about the fact that, without talking about Spider-Man the movie, we're going to talk about the fact that an ex-Spider-Man has been given a possible new contract to be in the
What?
Sony
Spoilers!
Spider-Verse. Well, this is more. Okay, this is more of a snoop or a. The internet's talking about this, that Andrew Garfield is signed for.
Signed
Could be
back on.
signed
You heard it
for.
here
Spider-Man
first,
3.
folks.
I doubt they
Whether
did.
you're talking about
I-
spoilers.
I heard it on the news on the radio the
Oh,
other
that's-
day, so like this is pretty
I think
well
it's a
talked
pretty-
about.
You heard it
Yeah.
from a guy on the radio.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Andrew Garfield, the documented liar.
oh my god. I mean, if we're gonna spoil Spider-Man, yes, he's a liar.
No, we're not
I
going to do
wasn't
that.
spoiling anything.
Semi spoilers.
Well,
Semi.
it's spoilers across the screen right now. So there could be a potential spoiling the newest Spider-Man movie while we're speaking, or the Hawkeye episodes. But what we're really talking about is the new Sony Spider-Verse. The new Spider-Verse, which isn't just going to be our Tom Holland. In fact, it most likely won't involve our Tom Holland, except for some cameos here and there or some special things involving the Spider-Verse. In this case, I think we're looking at Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, Leto, Michael Keaton. Really weird, but I think he's...
Batman and Joker.
Vulture
Yes.
stuck in the other universe.
We're having a movie with Batman and Joker
yes.
Yes.
and 2 Spider-Mans.
Yes. And
Two
You know what's
Spider-Mans.
and Bane.
3 really.
And
There's
Bane.
only
Bane.
Spider-Man.
and Bane will be there.
And Batman.
Batman and Bane.
That's what I said,
Batman
and
Batman
the
and
third
Joker.
Spider.
Yeah, Batman. Yes.
And we have a third Spider-Man, Miles.
Not yet, but...
No,
Okay,
He's
but
going to be out in
it's
the
something-
No,
new
but-
part,
okay,
and
so-
he'll be in the new verse.
No, I think Miles Morales is going
Yeah.
to be in the MCU.
Yeah. Okay.
not the
so
Sony Spider-Verse.
there'll still be 3
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
no, there's
right?
definitely gonna be.
The Prowler, his uncle, is already canon in. Well, again, he's canon in an MCU canon
Donald
Spider-Man movie.
Donald Glover.
So
True.
right, he makes mention of his nephew.
well, but then the post-credit scene has him calling his uncle. Hey, Miles, I'm not going to make it home because he's still stuck to the car. Just great troll in Spider-Man. But with Morbius, it looks like we're going to have Andrew Garfield come over.
Yeah,
And we're gonna have a really fun.
That'd be really cool.
Well, and so like
Childish
it seems
Gambino
like they're
with
just gonna
Miles.
play off craziness and
That would be
do
cool.
have fun.
I would like him as Miles actually. Adult Miles.
So Sony
Um,
could be the
that'd be
adverse
cool.
of MCU. Like it could be a little random. It could be crazy, and it could just be having a ton
Yeah.
of fun with their characters. Except for when they kill off great characters for no reason.
Yeah, that was rough.
Oh no, I meant Toxin.
Oh,
I meant Carnage.
oh, spoilers.
Yeah. I was
You
more
did a spoiler.
Yeah, I did.
more sad over Carnage than.
You did a spoiler for sure.
I
Or did you cry
no,
over
technically
anything?
no. It's Spider-Man 92. What are you talking about?
Uh,
Definitely. You didn't see the episode where Amy gets killed?
yeah.
Remember the episode where she gets killed, he gets mad, and that's when he does this whole I'm gonna kill. Remember? And then he has to come back to the great power comes.
No.
Anyways,
I can't remember every arc off my head.
there is definitely an episode / arc where Spider-Man.
And that's what he was talking about.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
There's like a what if, basically like a what if. Like what if
Oh.
Ant-Man got killed?
That what if
Kind of deal.
Captain Zombie you have? It's awesome. Captain
Yeah,
nice.
I like that. I like
Oh,
that.
your Funko Pop, yeah.
I saw Walmart.
I tried to trick him into cutting
Yo,
his head
Walmart
open for a
has
minute.
one, but it's like $60. A big one of what if zombie Black Panther. I want it.
That's sad.
Do they have zombie all of them?
No, it's like a special. They might. But what I saw where it was like in the gaming section. It's like one of those like
I'm assuming
clearance
they do the
area.
fun parts.
So it's like there's only one. So I was like,
They must have a Funko Pop for just the regular watcher.
yes, they do.
Yeah.
Oh yes, they have. And basically, if you can think of it, they have a Funko. They have a Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah.
And if they don't, you can. I'm pretty sure you could like reach out to Funko Pop.
And if you just had an idea and probably thought it near enough a phone,
There's
it would
probably
Funko
a-
Pop already has that information.
There's probably a
Yeah.
web form where you can create your own and
Like-
just pay enough.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you
Yeah.
can literally probably hit them up. And
They're like, oh, we do this all the time. It's $1,000.
Send us a picture of your face and both side views, and we'll create a.
Send us a JPEG with these dimensions and this scan
Yeah.
and this file.
Oh my god, if that is real,
yeah, that'd be
a
crazy.
goal for the show.
We should
is
get-
by
all
the
get-
end of
we
the
should all
year is a
get-
Funko Pop for all four.
We should
of
all
us.
get a Funko. That'd be pretty sick.
There's no way you can't get custom Funko Pops for a reasonable
Or
price.
hear me out on this. What if we just got each of us a Funko Pop of Ryan?
And it's just like 4 Funko Ryans here.
Yeah.
Can I be wearing my Wake and Bake with Ryan shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking you in a suit holding a coffee mug that says "Wake and Bake with Ryan."
Or that we could have 4 different versions of it.
Yeah.
There you
go.
Oh, it's hilarious. I'm excited that we're going to take on half of season 2, and then for Monday. So as I was explaining when the stream first started, Wednesday, since we no longer have Marvel content coming in brand new each week, we are going to be doing comic book cartoon adaptations from the 90s. I know that's weird and specific, but we were doing, like, I'm not trying to say we were like, hey, we were doing this before school, but like we were doing this. These go back further than just the announcement of 97, but they're definitely now fueled heavily by the idea that 97 is coming. And maybe after this Spider-Man, we'll bring in
That might
another
be
arc
one.
from something real random.
Maybe we'll use a new Spider-Man.
How about the 7-episode arc of Goiku just going, "Wah!"
When you say Goiku, he means Goku.
I said Goku.
I said Goiku.
Did I? I'm a little stoned.
That's why I was like, wait, what?
I'm a little high, but
yes,
I'm not
no.
high enough, so I'm gonna add because Zach got this cool thing a little while ago.
What?
If you guys are,
What did that get?
he got us this insane bud that you couldn't smoke because it was just too saturated. So I've been just ripping off little pieces of it, flattening
Oh,
them out,
right. Yeah.
and putting them on top of bowls.
What's happening now?
What is this stuff?
What's that? Yeah, what is it?
You should use this this time and pull slower.
Alright, what am I smoking?
It was a
Forgot about that.
it was a moon rock, but
Yeah.
it was just
Uh-huh.
too saturated. Like it's not smokable. We tried to break it up and it destroyed 2 grinders in one night. But it was saturated enough that I just did pulling little pieces off of it and putting on top of bowls and you got way higher. So yeah, hit that, just use the torch and go slower.
Way higher.
Oh, we have
I just did one.
I don't know what a bonga time is. Yeah, call me out on fucking
Bonga
drink like
time.
that.
That was a good one.
Do it for here, bro. Do it for here.
Oh, that's great.
Oh.
All right, that was a good bongo time. Right back in the chat.
Oh, that was good.
Well, if you're gonna call it twice, I guess this one's yours.
Hey, I was just correcting the fact that I said bongo time. Not bongo.
Times 3, 5.
No, well, the next time will be times 3. That's how that works.
The next one will be
Oh my god.
Nap time.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're stepping it up.
Oh, okay. Oh, you guys are actually going to do the whole dab thing? You want to get part of it? Before you do the dab, you just,
well, I mean,
I think you should.
sounds like we've run out of time for the night, gentlemen.
Yes. This is getting kind of.
That's so cringe, but it's fun.
The Grinch was
The
it?
The
Grinch.
Grinch.
Yeah. The Marvel Grinch.
The Grinch was right. No, in reality, though, Panos was right.
Thanos is right. For sure.
Thanos?
We are not going anywhere
Go
just
down.
yet, but just to start off, we're going to go. Here's
What's the
Ryan starring in a
steroids?
video from another sponsor who was supposed to sponsor our last episode and forgot to send us the stuff. So it's just because Ryan's in the video now.
I like to wake up to Chocolate Bombs by Skeleton Crew. When I wake up in the morning, this is what I like to wake up with. Mr. Wake and Bake, Happy Bongos, and Chocolate Bombs by Skeleton Crew.
Alright, now you got the chair. What do you do?
Welcome.
You're in
Now
control.
you have the power.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Andrew's Conversation. That's the
Oh, I
new-
meant to tell
That's
you
the new
that,
name of the show.
My middle name is Andrew. I keep forgetting to tell you that.
What?
Yeah.
You're only telling me this now?
I've probably told you once before. We just forgot.
Seriously? I don't think you have. I think
Because I
remember
forget that
now.
you're really, you go like
I go
Andrew's
like-
your real name.
Yeah, but like,
But yes,
Makes
my
sense,
name
makes
is
sense.
Zachary Andrew.
oh, cool. I don't know that. Well, learn something new every day. Yeah. I'd say we'll be picking next to do an arc from.
Batman.
Mm,
And
Okay.
Justice League. Original Justice League.
100%. I would definitely. Well, if we're sticking to Marvel, then
Oh,
I would say. What do we got on here? Well, actually, I guess. But I guess
The
if
hell?
we're not, we don't have to base it off. Oh,
it's
So just make sure every time I
my bad, my bad.
Like we have
Very
Fantastic
bad.
go plug
Four,
your
we
phone
got
and motherfucker just steals my chair.
Wolverine and the X-Men is one of my favorite ones.
Which one?
Wolverine and the X-Men when Professor X is in the future, and
Talking about X-Men Evolution.
no,
That's pretty good. Too.
Evolution was when they're in
Days of
their
Future
high
Past.
school.
Well, it's basically takes them as if they were in Professor X's school when they were teenagers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's cool.
So
too.
it's
I don't
basically
mind
it leads up to them becoming the X-Men. Like technically they have X-Men missions, but they're not like they technically are X-Men, but it's like not really full blown Wolverine and a full, you know what I mean? It's more of like a Scott and
Yeah,
Scott, and
preteen.
it's a Logan, and it's a, you know what I mean? It's they have the little teeny bopper troubles,
Muppet Babies
something like
for
that,
Marvel.
something like that.
It wasn't bad though.
It wasn't,
And then
no,
there
it
was-
wasn't too bad.
and then
I
there's
love
Wolverine
Muppet
and the
Babies,
X-Men. You
yeah.
don't remember that one? Look it up now. Wolverine and the X-Men. If you haven't watched it,
Talking about the anime?
no. Hey, you know.
Actually, because the anime is pretty interesting. That I don't know if you've seen it. They actually have anime versions of
No, I know. I've seen it.
Wolverine, and then they have X-Men. Like,
Yeah.
they have Blade as well. Now, those ones are pretty good actually. It's gory. It's
No, yeah, this one.
the
this
art
one's-
style is really nice. More adult, right? They have swearing in it and stuff. It's interesting. It's definitely cool. I think. Well, those are like more like modernized stuff. But if we're talking
Max and Spawn.
Mhm.
Does anybody else remember these shows?
oh Max, yeah, I
Not Bucky O'Hare.
was talking about remember
You remember Bucky
What the hell is
remember the
Bucky? None of
oblong?
us
Remember
do.
the oblong?
It's a hare. It's a rabbit that is the general, or like I don't know. He's like a Han Solo character.
Isn't this a Mandela effect, and you just Photoshop that? Because none of us know about that show. I don't think it's real.
Yeah.
Who's talking about it?
Is that
Are
the
you serious?
Mandela?
Yeah.
That's gotta be one.
Oh, my phone is.
I mean, just because you created a Wikipedia entry for it.
Yeah. Did you just design this?
Light went off.
I forgot about it. I'm going to design this and not remember what I did. I'm going to get really high now. Treat myself.
There was no show called Bucky O'Hare.
That was
Yes, there
very,
is.
very deep for sure.
You know what's cool? Biker Mice from Mars. That was good.
That was a good one.
I like that.
Say it again.
Biker Mice from Mars.
Never heard of it. That's crazy.
That was a good one. It's like these 4 mice. They were like human sized. Literally bikers. Like they would fight bad guys, and they did a mashup actually between them and.
It doesn't look like
What was the
anything
show
to
with
me.
the 3
Yeah,
sharks? The
that's
show
the
with the
design.
show with the 3 sharks. I forget the name of that one. There's a blue shark.
3
a-
seashells?
Yes.
It doesn't look like
3
anything
seashells.
to me.
No, it's probably right.
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember it, but
I don't remember that one.
Here's the video game.
I don't see anything.
There's the.
It's just a blank
was it a video
screen.
game apparently? Did you see it play this game?
That's what they say on Westworld.
Okay. But yes.
You don't remember the video game cover at all?
It's just see a blank screen. That's what they say in Westworld when they're showing
Oh
something.
my
they
God. Of
can't-
course
they're
I
not
know
supposed to
this.
see.
I had the game.
Yeah.
I had the game.
Now
Oh,
you
no, I
see,
literally
you
had
got
the
pulled
game.
into his Mandela
It's the
effect.
lot. Like
I had the game.
thought you
And
guys
the
would
girl-
recognize it by that.
And the girl was like a really like super like, ooh. And you would have to like save her, and it would
It's a very dumb game.
say very questionable, like really things that
That's
kids
Leisure Suit
probably
Larry.
shouldn't be playing.
That's Leisure Suit Larry.
What did you pick for movie this week, Barry?
Hawaii.
Oh yeah, true.
All right, so
I'm pretty high.
that's what's picked.
Yeah.
All right, guys. But yes, cartoon. I don't know. But yeah,
What are you
so
doing
for picking, I
time?
don't know.
I
It's
don't know.
Batman the Animated Series.
Your rig is right behind you. Your material is right behind you. There's dab tools.
Is there?
Y'all motherfuckers got to grow up and learn how to dab on your own.
Okay.
What's happening? What's happening?
Everyone relies on me to get their dabs right.
I
No.
don't go to that. I don't.
Oh,
This
you
is
want that?
your stuff.
I'll get your dab.
Oh, I was totally go to that.
You're still a novice. Zach and Ryan have been dabbing for Ryan's been dabbing for 6 years. Zach's been dabbing for over 2 years now. I think he's ready to take the reins on his own.
I've done it a little bit lately.
All right, Zach, when you get back, there'll be a bowl waiting for you.
Banger. Oh, that was douchey. I apologize. There was no need to correct you. I'm just an asshole. So what are you hitting right now?
Am I hitting? We are hitting some Mad Dab Labs. Definitely check these guys out. They're doing some good things and have some good weed.
I always find it funny that the rest of us speak at normal voice, and so does he when he's just having a conversation. Whenever you ask him a question directly, he just gets right into like newscaster projections, like he's about to get on stage at the theater. Project to the back row.
That's pretty cool. I never noticed that before. The Chief pointed it out. That makes
Then he
sense.
goes up like 10 decibels every time.
Couple octaves.
Do you want some crack?
You want to go under. You want to heat the under.
Yeah.
And just at the tip of the dark, the light blue. There you go. There you go.
Just
Funky. There you go.
Oh
Should be
yeah,
good.
one for Zach.
Should be good. Should be good. Burning it.
Makes a whistle.
Okay, try not to cough too loud this time.
Ooh, might need an opener.
No, you gotta hit it, man. I just told you to stop like 3 times, and you just kept going.
this is Ryan we're talking about.
Well, I know, but I can't. I don't want to smoke his burnt dab.
Zach, we need on
There
there.
you go. Hold it. You're good. You're not. You perfect cough. Perfect cough right there. You should cough like that every time. The pressure builds up. You're right. You're right. Are you done your? Oh, that water's for you.
Oh.
Zach put it on the ground when he got here. I'll just hold the ball.
Hold the table.
Yeah, do not lean on the table when you do that. These tables are not attached to each other.
Hold the table.
Wow, he did that quite elegantly, actually. There you go. See, you should cough at that volume all the time.
All right, Zach's up.
Clean that.
Yeah.
Here, get in there. Get in there.
Got my,
Right here. No,
got
take
my
the thing off.
got my Drew card up there. It's nice.
So you have to do that every time. Every time you bowl.
Well, I mean, when
I'm
you
just
burn the
asking-
shit out of
I'm
it,
just
yeah, but
asking
like
because
you
I've never had one of
vaporize
these.
that thing.
Never
I
had
should do
one,
that
so
actually.
What?
I just want to know.
Cards, names, put them on.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe we can start our own series.
All right,
of
Zach,
collectibles.
you ready?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that.
That'd be
So I've got a design to expand on that.
Boy, yeah. Look what I'm saying. Poker pop.
Customize them.
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That'd be cool. That would be cool.
I know. I almost didn't give you that tonight, so
So,
I didn't get thought of.
My bad.
But I'm like,
That's
he'll-
more than enough.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Don't go overboard.
That's so much
Oh.
I
He'd
have.
give- he's still not. He like anytime you try and give someone too much, they're still only going to take how much that they want,
No, I know.
and then you're just wasting shit. All right. Well, since he's doing it, I might as well bring up the graphic. I forgot to send it to Ryan for him to animate.
Ready?
Ready?
Dab time.
Double tap time.
Please listen this time when I say pull it away. Oh no. Okay. You're good. Go. It's bubbling. Perfect.
Ooh. Okay, guys. Good professionals at this, huh?
He's trying to do.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
Ryan even burnt the hell out of his, and we got him not to cough like an idiot for an hour. See, if you hold the cough in just a little bit, it ends up being so much less.
Oh yeah. What do you think?
What am I
So much
gonna
less?
do
That's really good.
here? What are
Thank
you
you.
gonna do?
No way.
I'm gonna do something.
All right.
We're good.
Okay. All right.
How you feeling?
Yeah, that's gonna hit me hard.
no
Thank you.
way. All right, we get the depth.
That's coughing.
I was already pretty hot.
You coughed.
So,
You coughing at each
Wanna
other?
smell it?
Smelling it will not get you high.
It smells. I don't know, citrusy.
I would love to see Drew do some of that.
Oh yeah.
Not being a weed smoker. That's, I mean, as close to as high as you
Maybe
go.
one day. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll do a sheet. He's like, what?
All right.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I
I
would
know,
need
I
to
would
see
do
it.
it.
I need to see that.
No, maybe I do a rope. Or string, whatever it's called.
We have
Like,
on our Instagram.
Yeah.
yeah. 1 gram. How was it?
You keep getting high just being in the room with us.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Wanna
So
do
eventually
that?
I'll build up a tolerance, I guess.
Yeah, so you should just do one.
And then eventually,
That's true. You will then. Like eventually, it'll just work for you.
eventually
Yeah.
I'll just be like, it's whatever.
Oh, that is hitting me.
Whatever you want to do one.
Oh my God, no.
So, on that note, I honestly think everyone's about to get pretty quiet. We've been going about 3 hours now. So, what are you doing? Oh, just putting it back. So, I think we're going to pull it around to the end, guys.
Yeah.
So, come back to see Zach, Ryan, and I on Monday to talk about Dune, the Nines, and How High.
And Save the Last Dance.
Sorry, no. if we have time. Which totally, thank you, Zach. We're stealing that every time now.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Ryan, you got anything to say, everybody?
Happy bongos, and if you're looking to do something fun, smoke weed.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Stay tuned and stay lifted.
Let's get dangerous.
No matter where you go,